Hi, Drew and Jonathan Scott here, reminding you that a lot of life's firsts are better with help from American Family Insurance. Like your first home expansion or your first big lightning strike. There's a first for everything. Get the right home policy at the right price with the right help from American Family's agents. Life's better when you're under American...
One of the best things that's happened here in Atlanta is the arrival of QC Kinetix. Their amazing regenerative medicine treatments have helped so many people with lasting joint pain relief with no surgery, no drugs, and no downtime. It's Cellini here, and I'm one of those patients, and I know the demand for QC treatments is so strong that they are now opening another clinic, this one in Douglasville, while continuing treatment in Lawrenceville, Sandy Springs, Marietta, Decatur, and Stockbridge. They're a game changer, QC Kinetix, the nation's leader in regenerative medicine, using a modern-day approach to deal with chronic joint pain. All natural, that's the process, using healing properties from your own body to restore and repair damaged tissue in your joints so you can get your life back, be active again without that chronic pain and without surgery or drugs. You've been hearing about it? Stop putting it off. Do what I did. If you have arthritic pain or pain from an injury, do what so many others have already done. Call QC Kinetix. It's a free consultation. Call now, 770-285-8026, 770-285-8026. QC Kinetix. Be a part of the family today. 770-285-8026.
And 65 yards, a trio of touchdowns, and 3 interceptions as well. Quarterback rating of 122.4. He's had 7 sacks, been sacked 7 times as well. Last year, just 8 passes, completed 4 of them. And this year, he's 5 of 7 overall for a touchdown. But certainly the rushing game, as Zach Pyron comes in a lot, as we saw in the opening touchdown of the season, remember, in Dublin. It was Zach Pyron's touchdown to give the Yellow Jackets that first score. So we're right now 25 minutes away from kickoff between the Jackets and the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. Notre Dame right now jogging off of the field. A lot of green in the crowd applauding them. A lot of Yellow Jackets, though, giving them the boo birds. So it's Georgia Tech. It's Notre Dame. It's another Georgia Power scoreboard coming up. A wild one from Louisville. We'll need to update you on that, along with the Coach Brent Key interview. What are his thoughts as there's no Haynes King and there's no Kyle Eifert? So keep it locked right here as we close in. It's the Ramblin' Wreck Kickoff Show presented by the Georgia Lottery.
The buzz is back.
House call! Touchdown Jackets!
The Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets head out for another huge conference showdown this Saturday as they roll into Lane Stadium for an ACC battle with Virginia Tech.
Oh, and he's gone. 20, 15, 10. House call! Jamal Haynes!
Be here for Yellow Jackets football live from Virginia with the Ramblin' Wreck pregame show hitting the air 2 hours before kickoff, live on the Georgia Tech Sports Network.
This is Coke Zero Sugar. Could I be the best Coke ever? Try and taste with your ears. Hear those bubbles? Imagine them tingling on your tongue. Fizzy deliciousness. Listen to that cascading liquid. A mouth-watering waterfall. Irresistibly tasty. Zero sugar. Crisp. Refreshing. And ice cold. Is Coke Zero Sugar the best Coke ever? Try and decide.
Fall is finally upon us, and that means football season, pumpkin spice, and bugs. But it's still warm here in Georgia, which means the local populations of pests like mosquitoes, ants, roaches, and rodents are still out and about. Luckily, you can trust the experts at Arrow Exterminators to protect your family and keep your home or business pest-free inside and out. The professionals at Arrow understand that it's not just any home, it's your home. Schedule your free pest inspection today. Call 888-GO-ARROW or visit arrowexterminators.com.
You know Georgia Tech football is exciting to watch. But here's something you might not see. Many of the mechanical and HVAC systems on Tech's campus that make game day and every day comfortable were built by the hands of a United Association Local Union 72 plumber, pipe fitter, or HVAC technician. We do important work that makes a difference. If you're smart, like making great money, working with your hands, and you want a career that makes a difference, join us. Visit UA72.org.
One of the best things that's happened here in Atlanta is the arrival of QC Kinetix. Their amazing regenerative medicine treatments have helped so many people with lasting joint pain relief with no surgery, no drugs, and no downtime. It's Cellini here, and I'm one of those patients, and I know the demand for QC treatments is so strong that they are now opening another clinic, this one in Douglasville, while continuing. One of the best things that's happened here in Atlanta is the arrival of QC Kinetix. Their amazing regenerative medicine treatments have helped so many people with lasting joint pain relief with no surgery, no drugs, and no downtime. It's Cellini here, and I'm one of those patients, and I know the demand for QC treatments is so strong that they are now opening another clinic, this one in Douglasville, while continuing treatment in Lawrenceville, Sandy Springs, Marietta, Decatur, and Stockbridge. They're a game-changer, QC Kinetix, the nation's leader in regenerative medicine, using a modern-day approach to deal with chronic joint pain. All natural, that's the process, using healing properties from your own body to restore and repair damaged tissue in your joints so you can get your life back. Be active again without that chronic pain and without surgery or drugs. You've been hearing about it. Stop putting it off. Do what I did. If you have arthritic pain or pain from an injury, do what so many others have already done. Call QC Kinetix. It's a free consultation. Call now 770-285-8026, 770-285-8026. QC Kinetix. Be a part of the family today. 770-285-8026.
More of the Ramblin' Wreck Kickoff Show on the Georgia Tech Sports Network.
And yes, it is here at 3:14, 21 minutes away from kickoff is the number 12 Notre Dame Fighting Irish and their contingency here at Mercedes-Benz Stadium against the 5-2 Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets. We've already heard from Jay Bad and Jamal Haynes and pretty much everybody here for Tech that Andy spoke to, but there's one more to go, and it's the main man, the head coach, Brent Key.
With kickoff just around the corner, it's time to hear from Jackets head coach Brent Key as he gives us his take on today's matchup.
Hi, Coach. You know what those Alabama guys can do. Zach Pyron in particular. You've seen him progress and mature since he arrived here at Georgia Tech. What has you confident today that there's going to be no drop-off with who's taking those snaps under center?
Yeah, I mean, Zach Pyron's an experienced player. He's been in the program. He knows the offense. The players believe in him. He believes in himself. He's got confidence. I mean, this guy's started football games for us. 600-700 yards total offense he's had, 5 touchdowns. This is a guy in Blacksburg 2 years ago, down 2 scores, led us on a 90-yard drive and a 73-yard drive to win the game. So I've got full confidence in Zach and everyone else to rise up and get the job done.
He doesn't have to do it alone, though. What have you seen out of your offensive line the last 2 games to reactivate that run game that they'll be hungry to continue today versus Notre Dame?
Yeah, look, I mean, we got to trust the plan, believe in the plan. I think that we've done that in the past. It's not going to come easy today. It's going to be one play at a time, 60 minutes. Can't look at the scoreboard, can't look at the past results. We got to keep plugging away, keep fighting, and do it together and trusting each other.
Notre Dame, they've got a very sound defense. What stands out? How would you characterize this Fighting Irish defense under Al Golden?
Yeah, they play hard. They're disciplined. They know the scheme. They've been in the scheme for 3 years now, I think. They play together. They play hard. They play from the start of the play to the echo of the whistle. They got good players executing a good scheme.
Having faced an offense coordinated by Buster Faulkner where the quarterback is an involved part of the run game, do you think that helped in your preparation this week, knowing that Riley Leonard is somebody who's very clever at pulling in and calling his own number on the ground?
Oh, I'm sure they ask themselves the same question. Yeah. We see mobile quarterbacks. We see mobile quarterbacks all in college football every week for the most part. And we got a good game plan. I believe in Tyler and the defensive staff and the players on defense to get the job done.
Yeah, another Alabama quarterback, as it were, in Riley Leonard. You saw him a couple of years ago as the trigger man for Duke. What makes him a good orchestrator of this Notre Dame offense?
Well, number one's experience. Anytime you got a quarterback with experience and experience being in big games, that's a huge plus. He's good with his feet. He's good on his feet, and they do a good job of calling the game for him and letting him run. We got to keep him contained today. That's the big thing. We know they're going to have design quarterback runs. We got to keep him from scrambling to be able to improvise on his own.
You have not shied this week in talking to your players about what a win over Notre Dame would mean to their legacies at Georgia Tech. Why has that been?
Well, look, we all have individual goals. We all have team goals, and we all have program goals. I have program goals. I mean, that I've set forth, 2 years ago for this team, and this team believes in each other. They believe in that, right? And we got an opportunity to accomplish goals, and they're right here in front of us today. So there's no backing down. There's no hiding. We're here to go at it.
All right, Coach, we'll catch up with you afterwards. Go get them.
Go Jackets.
Thanks, fellas. Appreciate that. Now time for another Georgia Power Scoreboard, where every powerful drive is presented by Georgia Power, the official energy sponsor of your Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets. 9 minutes to play and a wild one in Louisville. Miami right now clinging to a 45-38 lead. Cam Ward with 4 touchdowns, but Duke Watson would get loose.
Brooks and Lacey over here to the right. Here's a throw out to left to Watson with some space. Watson sprints to the end zone and scores. How good can this game get? We've got to have a phenomenal ending coming up one way or the other. It's going to be either heartbreak or jubilation. I don't know which, but it's been worth it.
And right now it's heartbreak for those Cardinals. That's Paul Rogers from Learfield. Once again, a 7-point Miami lead, the number 6 team in the land with 8.5 to play. Miami actually has the ball as well at midfield. Cam Ward over 300 yards once again. Clemson has just scored another touchdown. Kate Klubnik's third passing of the day with 1.5 minutes to go. They are leading Virginia 48-25. How about those Indiana Hoosiers? Number 16 in the nation, and they are now destroying a 5-1 Nebraska team, 56-7. Dylan Raiola, the kid from Buford, right around here, 3 interceptions. 2 minutes to play. Auburn with a 17-14 lead over number 19 Missouri. The Tigers with the ball, a 2nd and 7 in Auburn territory. Army continues to lead with 2.5 to go, 45-28. Bryson Daly, 29 carries, $166, and he now has 5 touchdowns in that game. UCLA 10 points better than Rutgers with 2 minutes to play. Wake Forest 23-20 at UConn with 1.5 minutes remaining. And at the end of 3 quarters, South Carolina 32 and Oklahoma 9. It's been all Gamecocks in that one as they led 21-0 at the end of a quarter and 32-3 at the break. Now time for our Kroger Fresh Pick of the game. And I'm going to go with Eric Singleton. Certainly we know how fast and explosive Eric is. Runs at 10-1 or 10-2, whatever it is, it's lightning fast. Today the sophomore up against what really is a banged-up secondary. One that will be without their preseason AP All-American in Benjamin Morrison, a guy that may go first or second round in the NFL draft. That can open the door for the quote-unquote explosives, and certainly the epitome of such is Eric Singleton. Tech will have to hit a few big plays, no doubt about it. Zach Pyron in the catbird seat, and Singleton, is the man to get that done. So your Kroger Fresh Pick of the game, the speedster in Eric Singleton. Let's take a look at some notes and stats in this one. Tech obviously comes in at 5-2 overall off of that thrilling win in North Carolina. They are 3-2 in ACC play. Notre Dame 5-1. Remember, they had that big win at Texas A&M in the beginning of the season, 23-13. Then suddenly they were shocked at home, basically a 4-touchdown favorite. They lost to Northern Illinois, the Huskies, 16-14. Well, they took their anger out on the remaining teams. They beat a pretty bad Purdue team on the road that next week, 66-7. Beat Miami of Ohio, the Redhawks, 28-3. Had a tough one with Louisville. They prevailed in at home, 31-24. And then last week, probably their best, most complete, certainly best offensive game of the season, where they beat up on Stanford, a team that, remember, won at Syracuse about a month ago. So the Cardinal, not great, but certainly have potential. And Notre Dame won that game 49-7. Taking a look at some stats from this one, points per game, these teams very similar. The Jackets 32.9 per game, Notre Dame 32.7. Rush yards, Georgia Tech elite to this point, 204.5. Notre Dame not that far behind with Riley Leonard and Jeremiah Love and Jadarian Price. They're at 198.5. Pass yards, Georgia Tech at 240, the Irish at 250. Yards overall, 444 for Notre Dame, for Georgia Tech, 449 for the Irish. And yards allowed, Georgia Tech even better in that category, 327 compared to 382 for Notre Dame. Your captains today for the Yellow Jackets, Jordan Williams, Sylvain Yonjuan on the offensive end, or I should say Jordan Williams on the offensive end. LaMiles Brooks also on the defensive end with Yonjuan. And Avery Boyd, the tight end / wide receiver, will also be there along with Will Schism, who is, for all his hard, valuable work, Brent Key said this week on the Brent Key Show with the voice of the Jackets, Andy Demetra. Will Schism has done such great stuff here with Georgia Tech, helping to signal plays, doing a lot of the dirty work that the program needs. So he will be a captain along with Williams, Yonjuan, LaMiles Brooks, and Avery Boyd. Look out for Riley Leonard, as we mentioned all pregame show long. He is 98 of 148, 66% with a completion, 6 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. But of course, his running game, the legs of Riley Leonard, the former Duke Blue Devil, 65 carries, over 400 yards, 6.2 per carry, and he has scored 8 times on the ground. Jeremiah Love, 63 of 426, 6.8 per carry, 6 touchdowns. He also has 12 receptions, 92 yards, and a touchdown. So the Jackets, once again, will be without Haynes King, will be without Kyle Eifert. They're going to have to put in an effort. Next man up, they're going to have to believe. When we come back, we'll send it to the voice of the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets, Andy Demetra, Andrew Gardner as well. We are now 12 minutes from kickoff. It's the Jackets, it's the Irish, the Ramblin' Wreck Kickoff Show, presented by the Georgia Lottery.
When you get into an E-Z-GO golf cart, it's not about where you're going, it's about the act of going. The experiences as you move from one place to the next, getting away from more of the same, traveling through the world on your own terms, taking life by the wheel and choosing to explore more because you can. Head to EasyGo.com to see the full lineup and find the vehicle for you. That's EasyGo.com. E-Z-GO, it's good to go.
Georgia Natural Gas knows their strengths in numbers. Like one tree is good, but a whole forest helps the entire planet. And one person doing their part for the environment is nice, but when we all get together, big things can happen. That's what our Greener Life program is built on. You can reduce your home's carbon footprint just by paying your gas bill. And the more people who join, the greener life becomes for everyone. See what I did there? Join today and get 12 months free. Visit gng.com/green.
Hi, Georgia Tech sports fans. GT grad Charlie Reimer here. If you haven't visited Macklemore, what are you waiting for? We're located on Lookout Mountain, just a 2-hour drive north of Bobby Dodge Stadium. You know us for our highly acclaimed golf course, but we offer so much more. Stress-free living above the clouds, 60-mile mountain views, and early spring, our luxurious Cloudland Lookout Mountain Hotel opens, and just wait till you see our new golf course that begins play late next summer. Check us out at themacklemore.com. Go Yellow Jackets!
At Hyundai, we make a big deal about the little things, like the little fact that 9 Hyundai vehicles have earned IIHS top safety picks this year, and offering a little thing called America's Best Warranty, because delivering safety and quality, pretty big deal. Visit your nearest Hyundai dealer today. Hyundai, there's joy in every journey.
Right now, for a limited time, get 1.99% APR for 60 months on the Hyundai Tucson or Tucson Hybrid. Visit your local Hyundai dealer today. Offers end October 31st. Call 562-314-4603 for details.
For nearly 50 years, Shane Company has been Atlanta's most trusted family jeweler. Our engagement rings are the perfect blend of design, function, and beauty, each one a unique work of art. We meticulously craft our bridal jewelry in our jeweler's workshop to the highest standards, expertly setting each diamond by hand, ensuring the structure is perfectly balanced, and sizing everything for the perfect fit.
Fall is here, and it's time for football and time for entertainment, which means it's time for you to check out Underdog, the place for fantasy picks and entertainment. You need your enjoyment to be easy, and that's why Underdog is a perfect place to go for pick'em entries entering fantasy contests. I'll be looking at the higher of Kirk Cousins, passing yards, and touchdown projections all year long. With Underdog, you have a smooth process that leads to easy and fast play. Making picks on Underdog is straightforward, and signing up is even easier. Just head over to Underdog's simple-to-use mobile app or UnderdogFantasy.com. Sign up with promo code LEAK, and Underdog will give you a free pick to use on your first pick'em entry, plus up to $1,000 in bonus cash when you deposit. That's Underdog Fantasy, promo code LEAK, to claim your new customer special of a free pick and your deposit offer. Must be 18 plus and present in the state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org.
Huge wins in the ACC.
Snaps a kick, pass it throws, tosses right side, and wide open, touchdown, Jamal Haynes, tiptoeing in front of the pylon, and the Jackets regain the lead.
Now the Flex come alive for one of college football's most storied franchises. It's the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets and the Notre Dame Fighting Irish, live from Bobby Dodd.
Haynes King up the middle with a hole, he's off 10-5, touchdown Jackets, and now Bobby Dodd Stadium is starting to erupt.
Today's broadcast of Georgia Tech football is presented by Coke Zero. Football fans, is Coke Zero the best Coke ever? Take a taste. And by Georgia Power. Have incredibly powerful drive is presented by Georgia Power, the official energy sponsor of your Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets.
Makes the toss, runs off right tackle, and he's in. Touchdown, Jackets.
Now, toe meets leather. Here's the voice of the Yellow Jackets, Andy Demetra.
We welcome you to Atlanta, Georgia, home of your Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets, and just a mile down the road from Bobby Dodd Stadium, one of the great stadiums for football, plays host to two of the most historic programs in college football. It's your Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets against the number 12 Notre Dame Fighting Irish. Game number 8 of this 2024 season for your Yellow Jackets. You know what they say, adversity creates opportunity. On a day where Georgia Tech is down at starting quarterback Haynes King and his leading tackler Kyle Eford, Georgia Tech will nonetheless try to put together an inspired 60 minutes and deliver another defeat to the number 12 team in the nation, the 5-1 Fighting Irish. And we're so glad to have you along as well. Alongside my broadcast partner, Andrew Gardner, Chris Mooneyham on the sidelines, our network statisticians and spotters, Al Serraldo Jr. and Adam Prather, network engineer Isaiah Stewart, and Demetra, welcoming you in to Georgia Tech football and the 38th all-time meeting between Tech and Notre Dame. It is now time for United Consulting Stat to Know, brought to you by United Consulting, a geo-environmental company, and one area where both teams have thrived this year could make a big difference in a game that figures to play tight, and that is in red zone efficiency. Notre Dame is 5th in the nation with an 83% red zone touchdown percentage. 18 red zone trips, 15 have gone to the house, but not far behind them are the Yellow Jackets. They are 11th in the country in red zone touchdown percentage, 21 touchdowns in 27 visits. When you're inside that red area, you want to cash in with 7s instead of 3s, and whichever team can be more proficient in doing that, you got to feel has the upper hand in this matchup. Georgia Tech off to its first 5-2 start since 2014, looking to become bowl eligible for his second straight year for the first time since 2014. As we await the emergence of your Yellow Jackets in Mercedes-Benz Stadium, we'll take one final timeout, coin toss, and then Toby's Leather. It follows this on the Georgia Tech Sports Network.
You know Georgia Tech football is exciting to watch. But here's something you might not see. Many of the mechanical and HVAC systems on Tech's campus that make game day and every day comfortable were built by the hands of a United Association Local Union 72 plumber, pipe fitter, or HVAC technician. We do important work that makes a difference. If you're smart, like making great money, working with your hands, and you want a career that makes a difference, join us. Visit UA72.org.
One of the toughest jobs in law enforcement is telling a family that a loved one has been killed by a drunk driver. That's why Georgia law enforcement works every day to keep drunk drivers off the road. Every DUI arrest could be one less family to lose someone to drunk driving. You can help. Hand the keys to a designated driver or call a ride service. It saves lives and prevents a costly DUI arrest. Drive sober or get pulled over. Brought to you by the Governor's Office of Highway Safety.
The Tire Savings Event is happening now at Marietta Toyota this October, from October 1st to October 31st, 2024. Buy 3 tires and get the 4th for just $1. Plus, take advantage of select tire manufacturer rebates that may combine for even more savings. Bridgestone Tires, get a $70 Visa prepaid card, potentially saving you up to $350 on a set of 4 tires. Firestone.
One of the best things that's happened here in Atlanta is the arrival of QC Kinetix. Their amazing regenerative medicine treatments have helped so many people with lasting joint pain relief with no surgery, no drugs, and no downtime. It's Cellini here, and I'm one of those patients, and I know the demand for QC treatments is so strong that they are now opening another clinic, this one in Douglasville, while continuing treatment in Lawrenceville, Sandy Springs, Marietta, Decatur, and Stockbridge. They're a game changer, QC Kinetix, the nation's leader in regenerative medicine, using a modern-day approach to deal with chronic joint pain. All natural, that's the process, using healing properties from your own body to restore and repair damaged tissue in your joints so you can get your life back, be active again without that chronic pain and without surgery or drugs. You're hearing about it? Stop putting it off. Do what I did. If you have arthritic pain or pain from an injury, do what so many others have already done. Call QC Kinetix. It's a free consultation. Call now, 770-285-8026, 770-285-8026. QC Kinetix. Be a part of the family today. 770-285-8026.
And out come your Yellow Jackets with the roof open at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Georgia Tech head to toe in white today. White helmets, the gold GT on each side, white uniform tops, metallic gold numerals, and the white pants. Captain set to meet at midfield. Georgia Tech represented by all seniors today, including Avery Boyd, Jordan Williams, Sylvanian Jewin, LaMiles Brooks, and honorary captain Will Schism, a walk-on offensive lineman who's now transitioned into a GA role for the Yellow Jackets, and that was very deliberately done by Brent Key, because these seniors were part of that 2020 team that lost to Notre Dame during the COVID year at Bobby Dodd Stadium at Hyundai Field. They were part of that 2021 team. They got run off the field in South Bend in what was really a low moment, and to put into perspective just how far Georgia Tech has got itself back as they get set to take the field today. And so those seniors will pave the way to the GT at midfield for the Yellow Jackets today. Notre Dame wearing its classic metallic gold helmets, navy tops, white numerals. They normally go with that muted gold pants, but instead going with the white pants today. May that throw them off just a little bit sartorially. Gary Patterson is our head official. It is an ACC officiating crew this afternoon for meeting number 38 between Georgia Tech and Notre Dame. Let's try to listen in on the administration of the coin toss.
Defer their option to the second half. You want the football? Which way you want to kick? Turn your back here. Notre Dame right here.
So Notre Dame guessed incorrect, and Georgia Tech defers its option to the second half. We've seen, given the choice, Georgia Tech more inclined to start on defense, but didn't have a great start to the year, Andrew, in that first drive. But obviously they like what they have in the chamber with Tyler Santucci, who did coordinate a Duke defense last year versus Notre Dame, held the Irish to just 21 points. They have to tame a quarterback in Riley Leonard, who was on that Duke team last year, so very familiar with Notre Dame starting Phil McCullough, whose confidence seems to be growing with each Saturday. 66% of his completions this year for 163 yards, 6 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. But he's also averaging 67 rushing yards a game, a team-high 8 rushing touchdowns. He is tied for 4th in the nation in rushing touchdowns by quarterback. And Georgia Tech also, safe to say, needs to make sure its special teams plays sharp and precise, because we have not been able to say that the last 2 games.
Oh, absolutely, Andy.
And they've got a dangerous return man in Jaden Harrison, who's a grad transfer from Marshall. 3 career kick returns for a touchdown, and was a preseason second-team All-American kick returner by the Sporting News and USA Today. Burr has the ball on the tee. He'll swing away from right to left. Aiden 30 touchbacks in 41 attempts as he checks right, checks left, strides to the tee, toe meets leather, and we're underway. An end-over-end kick soaring towards the back line. It lands out of bounds on the fly, and Notre Dame will take the touchback. Leonard started 7 games for Duke last year, but battled ankle and foot injuries. In fact, his last play as a Blue Devil, he got injured against Notre Dame. But in 2022, he was sensational. Has 27 career rushing touchdowns, that's second most among active FBS quarterbacks. His season low in completion percentage and passer rating 2 years ago during that sophomore season at Duke was against Georgia Tech.
Did such a nice job. Notre Dame just had to go get him.
No doubt about it. He loads up Jeremiah Love, 7 career rushing touchdowns, and the pistol behind him. Calls Greathouse in motion, wheels and bootlegs out to his right, puts his foot in the ground, tries to reverse his fielding, gets to the 25, down the sideline, wrapped up at the 30, before he shoved out at the 31, a gain of 6. Tay Seymour escorted him out, gain of 6, and no surprise, a run, even though that was off schedule from Leonard.
Well, just like we talked about in the pregame, right off the rip, an off-schedule play by Leonard. They were trying to get him going with a little easy rollout pass here. He didn't like what he saw, reversed field, and that's a great play for them on first down. Something Georgia Tech's going to have to be able to stop.
He splits 2 wide left, the receiver right. Love behind him in the pistol on 2nd and 4. The turn and the give, it's Love trying to bounce to the left, but he is met in the hole and dropped at the line. Trinelius Tatum, who was sensational in Chapel Hill with 6 sacks and 6 tackles and a half sack. It's no gain, and it's 3rd down and 3.
This is a nice job by Tatum filling the hole right here. This is the thing we're going to hear a lot today. Leonard runs, Love runs. Let's see how Georgia Tech responds to it.
And it is Love with Leonard in the backfield. Notre Dame just 80th in the nation, 38% on third downs. Trips right for Leonard as he leans forward and takes the snap waist high. Drifts off to his right. A pump fake. He's chased. He throws toward the sideline. Incomplete. Great pressure by Tajay Butler as he looked for the Clemson transfer, Bo Collins, and both linebackers making a presence felt on those last two plays, Tatum and Butler, to force the Irish to go 3 and out.
And that's a great job playing the sticks. You make sure you keep those routes in front of you, tackle him immediately, and there's nowhere for him to go. Interesting to watch Notre Dame. 2 passes or 2 called passes, both rollouts. Maybe they're not feeling great about the offensive line drop back. That hasn't been the strength of this team this season.
James Rendell, 40.3 yards a punt from his own 19. Bailey Stockton back to return for the Jackets as he sends it spiraling between the hashes. Stockton drifts underneath to the 15, cuts past 1 and up to the 20, where he's brought down by the Irish. But a good first series defensively by Tyler Santucci and the Georgia Tech defense. 13:43 first quarter. Tech's first offensive series. And as you know by now, it's a Zach Pyron show today. The 6'3", 220-pound redshirt sophomore, Pinson, Alabama, making his 3rd career start. On the year, 5 of 7 through the air for 64 yards and a touchdown. He's rushed it 17 times for 60 and 4 touchdowns. Tech from right to left in this opening quarter as they huddle close to the football. Pyron holsters Haynes behind him in the pistol. Singleton slot right. Rutherford beyond him. Waves Singleton in motion. Lets him sail on by. The snap. And it's a comeback route on the slip screen to Singleton, but he slips as he turns upfield. A gain of 1 to the 21.
Yeah, he just slips before he can get upfield. This is there. The D-line does a nice job reacting to it, but he just can't get his feet in the turf. You know, they rock and roll the safeties right there. We talked about the motion, just showing what kind of coverage they're in.
Trips right. Our receiver short side left. Pistol formation on 2nd and 9 from the 21. Harrison Moore shoots in motion. The swivel and the give to Haynes. He slants off right and gets thrown down at the 22. Just a gain of 1 for the reigning ACC running back of the week. The Duke transfer R.J. Oben, his 10th tackle of the year. Sets up 3rd down and 8 for a Tech offense that was 4 of 11 on 3rd down conversions versus North Carolina. 56 nationally, 42%. Maybe a passing situation here for Pyron as he deploys 2 wide left, 1 receiver right. Singleton, the motion man, as Notre Dame blitz is thrown on the out. It is caught wide open. That's Hawes at the 35. Shakes past a man across the 40, and he's got the first down to the 43-yard line.
No, Andy, they left him wide open on this play. Great job of Pyron seeing it. It's curious if the young guys in the secondary maybe had a little bit of an issue communicating on that motion. You know, who has which guy in coverage.
Good to see Jackson Hawes back. He missed the North Carolina game. First to the downs for the Jackets. Right hash at their own 43. Pistol with Haynes behind Pyron, and there's a handoff to Haynes, a jump cut to his right, and he barrels across the 45 to the 46, and a solid gain of 4 before the 6th-year senior D tackle Howard Cross III got the stop.
Nice first down run. Keep it on schedule. Got to continue to feed Haynes, a guy that's been feeling it the last few weeks. Good to see him get going early. Get good movement yards after contact right there.
And Jamal averaging 7.8 yards a carry his last 2 games. He comes out. Chad Alexander comes in. In fact, Haynes stays in. He's to the right of Pyron. Alexander to the left. So shotgun split backs in front of 2nd and 6. Outside zone, wrapping off right tackle is Alexander. He's forced out towards midfield and tackled at the 49. So a gain of 2. Zach Kaiser, another 6th-year senior. That will linebacker with the stop. It sets up 3rd down and 4. 11:31 and counting. First quarter, no score. Notre Dame is 10th in the nation, allowing 29% conversions on 3rd down. They triangle 3 receivers to the right of Pyron, 1 receiver in Chase Lane along the numbers left. Alexander the sidecar. Pyron waves Singleton in motion, takes the snap. Short drop, pumps, tries to escape, slips a tackle, winding out past the 50. He is stood up inside Notre Dame territory at the 49, but shy of the line to gain.
And it looked like they did have man coverage right there. Did a good job keeping tight with all the receivers. Pyron does a nice job stepping up here. I think if he looks to his left, he sees a little more space. But they do a good job tackling him up the middle there.
Georgia Tech brings the punting unit on with 10:42 in the first quarter, no score. Shanahan, 43.7 yards a boot. Max Hurlman, the deep man for the Irish, the transfer from Colgate. 2 protects in front of Shanahan. As he takes the snap and drives the left leg into it against a rush as he hits the deck. And that ball bounces at the 2 and rolls into the end zone. Little incidental collision there on Shanahan. Crowd was howling for a running into the punter, but no flags are tossed. And Notre Dame will take the touchback when we return. 10:22 opening quarter for Mercedes-Benz, Georgia Tech, and Notre Dame scoreless on the Georgia Tech Sports Network.
Hey fans, Matt Schaub here. Is it time to upgrade your outdoor living space? As the #1 brand in premium decking, TimberTech scores big points for real wood looks without the costly maintenance. It will never rot, warp, splinter, or peel, and it's backed by industry-leading warranties. So your deck can perform at the top of its game.
Fall is here, and it's time for football and time for entertainment, which means it's time for you to check out Underdog, the place for fantasy picks and entertainment. You need your enjoyment to be easy, and that's why Underdog is a perfect place to go for pick'em entries entering fantasy contests. I'll be looking at the higher of Kirk Cousins, passing yards, and touchdown projections all year long. With Underdog, you have a smooth process that leads to easy and fast play. Making picks on Underdog is straightforward, and signing up is even easier. Just head over to Underdog's simple-to-use mobile app or UnderdogFantasy.com. Sign up with promo code LEAK, and Underdog will give you a free pick to use on your first pick'em entry, plus up to $1,000 in bonus cash when you deposit. That's Underdog Fantasy, promo code LEAK, to claim your new customer special of a free pick and your deposit offer. Must be 18 plus and present in the state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org.
Jackets, Andy Demetra.
Georgia Tech gained 31 yards in its opening drive, was able to get into Notre Dame territory at the 49, but stopped shy of the first down marker. They play field position in punt, and following the Shanahan touchback, Notre Dame with the ball at its own 20. 10:22 opening quarter for Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Jackets Irish scoreless. Must go down to that Georgia Tech sideline and meet the third member of our broadcast team, Chris Mooneyham.
Andy, Andrew, sideline confirmation. Haynes King, Kyle Eifert, and Rodney Shelley all in street clothes down here on the Georgia Tech sideline. However, as you would imagine, all 3 men very active and very involved with the play call and the strategy and the gatherings on the sidelines.
And that extended to during the week, too, Chris. Haynes King was at practice, not participating in it, but you know he was in the ear and has been in the ear all week long for Zach Pyron, and offered his observations on film, Andrew, and trying to make sure that Georgia Tech gets the best version of Zach Pyron today. What do you think of Zach Pyron on that opening series?
There was definitely some good, nice accurate nice accurate throw when they tried to run the screen. He saw Hawes open. Honestly, a good decision to step up. I think it'll start to slow down for him a little bit as the drives go, and he'll be able to see more and more as he plays.
So back come the Irish, who went 3 and out on that opening series. Jadarian Price, 43 yards a carry. He's one setback. Devin Ford is the other. The shotgun split backs for the Duke transfer. Riley Leonard measures up a 4-man front. Pivots and a hands off and breaking off a tackle. 25-30. 35 is Price to the 37 and a first down. Notre Dame, like we said, Andrew, they're 5th in the nation in yards per carry, and they hit the second level quick.
They have an effective run game for sure. A little missed tackle there in the hole. This is a nice job bringing him down to make this not a touchdown, honestly.
Price had a rushing touchdown versus Stanford last week. He's holstered in the pistol behind Leonard, who now shifts him to his hip. Trips right, Leonard to the air. Throws the slip screen, is caught by Greathouse. He cuts out left to the 40 and escorted out of bounds at the Notre Dame 45-yard line, and a gain of 6. Jaden Greathouse with his 15th catch of the year, second on the Irish.
Nice job by Seymour. He's all over the field. Saves the touchdown on the last play. Saves the first down on this one.
A little slip screen there to the sophomore. It's second down and officially 3. 9:25 first quarter. Ball right hash as the Irish operate left to right. Love's back in. He's the standing tail beside Leonard. Receivers in tight. The clap, the snap. And a quick out, thrown, caught at the 50, but shy of the first down marker as Bo Collins, the Clemson transfer, is slung around by Harvey. We'll see where they stop forward progress.
Looks like they back him up.
Yeah, they sure did.
He had it, and then he backs up and he runs forward again, and it resets the forward progress.
Yeah, he actually loses one, so it's 3rd down and 3 from the 46. Good job on that quick out to close the gap by Amari Harvey. Notre Dame subbing. That allows Georgia Tech to make some changes on the defensive line. Thomas Gore comes in, as does Zeke Biggers. Love remains the featured back as Leonard stands toward the Notre Dame sideline. Play clock is at 6. Hustles back into shotgun, a back beside him. The snap, the mesh, he gives it to Love. He tries to sidestep a man at the line, but he is belted and dropped shy of the first down marker, I do believe. It was Tay Seymour who squared him up. And did they put that fist in the air for 4th down? I believe they did. It is 4th down. Notre Dame, 7 of 10 on 4th down this year. 4th down at about a half yard.
And that is a great job by a safety playing downhill. Like I said, that's 3 on this drive already. He's been all over the field. Good to see him going. Huge opportunity here for Georgia Tech to stop them on the wrong side of the 50.
A bunch set right. Leonard lines up forward to his right hip as Georgia Tech stems. And 4th and a half yard. Leonard Keep, he bounces left, has a seam, and has the first down out to the 46 of the Jackets.
Well, Andy, that's the first designed run we've seen for Leonard, and when they need it, that's where they're going to go. It changes the count, changes the hats that you can put on the ball. They've been feeding the running backs. When they need it 4th and 1, this is where they like to go.
Yeah, he's a really athletic quarterback, the senior from Fairhope, Alabama. 1st and 10 Irish. Left hash at the Georgia Tech 45. Trips right as Love, once again, the featured back behind Leonard. Tight end motions across. He pulls it out of the belly of his back, trying to take a shot down the seam over the top. Nobody home, and it is intercepted in the end zone. Burrell has to bring it out, galloping down the right sideline. 15, 20. He cuts left to the 25 and upended at the 29-yard line. An overthrow by Leonard and the pick by Burrell.
What a play, Andy. This is the same route that they got early against Louisville. Georgia Tech is all over this. He tries to force this ball into at least double coverage. Fantastic play on the ball. One-handed interception here.
Yeah.
I mean, really great play by Burrell. Great coverage on the back end. And not biting up.
And he also had the presence of mind to not take a knee because he hauled that in at the 1. Had he done that, it would have been a safety. So he got the call from the sideline to bring it back out, and he takes it all the way out to the 29. So the Georgia Tech defense with its 2nd pick of the year. 7:06 first quarter from Atlanta. No score. Jackets and Irish back after this on the Georgia Tech Sports Network.
Listen up, Yellow Jackets. Westmar is now leasing for fall. We are excited to announce our partnership with Westmar Lofts. All-inclusive rates and fully furnished apartments located right in the heart of West Midtown. They offer Georgia Tech students a private shuttle service that takes you to campus every day and recently renovated floor plans and amenities. Westmar Lofts offers the lowest rates in the city. Stop by and tour today. Call 404-897-1003 for more information about their current fall specials.
Make some money. Anytime Digi Games are online.
Digi Games from the Georgia Lottery are online with over 50 fun games, plus your favorite draw games. Mega Millions, Powerball, Keno, Cash 3, Cash 4, Fantasy 5, and Cash Pop.
Digi Games, draw games. It's all online.
Win money on your phone, tablet, or laptop at PlayDigi.com. Play responsibly.
Every Georgia Tech game is on Atlanta's flagship station for the Yellow Jackets. This is The Fan, 680 and 93.7 FM. Let's get back to the Jackets. More Georgia Tech football on the Georgia Tech Sports Network.
Warren Burrell, his first interception as a Yellow Jacket on an overthrow from Riley Leonard at the goal line. He brings it out to the 29. Solid work by this Georgia Tech defense to begin versus number 12 Notre Dame. No score. Jackets and Irish 7:06 first quarter from Mercedes-Benz Stadium. But for more on one of those defensive standouts, here's Chris Mooneyham.
Yeah, thanks, Andy. You know, we talk all the time about taking advantage of opportunities when you get them. Now, that's certainly been the story for true sophomore Tay Seymour, the defensive back from South Atlanta High School by way of Lithia Springs, now tied for third on the team in tackles overall. And remember, he's made a few big game-altering plays this year. Many of you fans will remember his double-digit tackle day he had versus Syracuse. After appearing mainly on special teams in 2023, his emergence has been a key to the Jackets thickening up its defensive production this year, and he's going to be even more important here today with key defensive players out of the affair, of course.
Yeah, Corey Peoples, who was our pregame guest, talked about Tay's evolution, and a fast evolution at that. Tied for third on the Yellow Jackets in tackles. Now, Georgia Tech, sometimes those takeaways come in bunches. That's now 6 in the last 2+ games. As Tech slams hands in a line. Pyron with Haynes to his left. And one to his right. Slot left is Singleton. He waves out Rutherford, takes the snap. Outside zone, Haynes gets to the edge. Jukes past 1 to the 34 and wrestled down after a gain of 5.
This is a good read on this kind of jet sweep action out of the split backs. They've gone to this several times. If they start overplaying this, we're going to see Zach Pyron keep it and get north and south.
Jamal Haynes coming off his 6th career 100-yard rushing game versus North Carolina, including the 68-yard hero run in the closing seconds. It's part of a split back set. Pyron opens his hips. He screens it to Rutherford. Gets a block 40 and twisted down, but not before getting the first down up the right side to the 44. They get a 24th consecutive game with a catch for the redshirt junior Malik Rutherford, who's second in the ACC, now 41 catches.
The big Jordan Williams getting active in the screen game. Nice block there for the first down.
Georgia Tech up to the line quickly as they fan out 3 wide for Pyron. Makes Zach 3 for 3, 31 yards. He plants Haynes beside him. Takes the snap. Pulls it out of Haynes' belly. Plants, throws the deep out. Leaping catch at the 40 of the Irish. Malik Rutherford. Up and over on Kingston Biliamu Asa.
This is a pretty good ball right here by Pyron. Maybe a hair high, but he can't throw this behind him even a step because he is running with Rutherford. He kind of put it where it had to be. Nice catch right here. Good to see out of both of these guys.
And the Jackets a 1st and 10 at the Irish 40. Shotgun 1 back. Trips left, a receiver right. Pyron on the jet sweep gives it to Singleton, and he is leveraged back inside, has to hurdle just to get past the line of scrimmage, maybe a half yard as Notre Dame stayed home on the backside. Leonard Moore, the freshman cornerback, who's taking over for the injured All-American Benjamin Morrison. He's been active early. Maybe more so than he would like, but he got the tackle there on Singleton for sure yardage.
That's true, but they're coming up. You know, Georgia Tech has shown a similar action several times. They're starting to bite up on it. Last play, we saw some play action off of it. I think we'll see Georgia Tech come back to some of that.
Inside of 5 minutes, first quarter, no score. Rutherford slot left. Pyron into the air once again. He zips the out, caught. Haynes leaking out of the backfield, and he tiptoes out at the 32-yard line. Not sure if it's entirely enough for the first down. I'll say third down and less than a yard.
Well, 3rd and short here, but a good accurate pass, you know, on time. All good signs out of Zach Pyron these first 2 drives. He looks more comfortable here, and it looks like they're more comfortable letting him, you know, toss it around a little bit.
Yeah, he put that on a rope to Jamal, who's also 3rd on the Jackets in receptions. Haynes comes out. Alexander comes in. Now he and Jamal will be split backs in front of 3rd down, less than 1. Notre Dame stems. Inside handoff. Nope, it's a pick or keep by Pyron off right tackle, but he is stoned shy of the first down. Jaden Osbury, redshirt freshman linebacker, didn't fall for the mesh. 4th down. Georgia Tech keeps the offense on. 4th and 1 from the Notre Dame 32.
They were definitely sitting on Pyron to keep. If he gives this, I think maybe there's a chance, but that's a well played by them. But another opportunity, 4th and 1. You couldn't do it on 3rd and 1. Let's see it on 4th and 1.
And Notre Dame is one of the best in America at squashing 4th downs. Opponents have only converted 3 of 15 this year. Tech, though, on 4th down, 10 of 13. Trips left, the receiver right. Haynes stands shoulder to shoulder with Pyron. And now timeout called by Georgia Tech with the play clock at 1.
Timeout, Georgia Tech. That's their first charge timeout of the half. Media timeout.
So an early inflection point here with 3:44 to go first quarter. Jackets and Irish scoreless. Timeout on the field. We'll take it with them on the Georgia Tech Sports Network.
One of the best things that's happened here in Atlanta is the arrival of QC Kinetix. Their amazing regenerative medicine treatments have helped so many people with lasting joint pain relief with no surgery, no drugs, no downtime. It's Cellini here, and I'm one of those patients, and I know the demand for QC treatments is so strong that they are now opening another clinic, this one in Douglasville, while continuing
Fall is here, and it's time for football and time for entertainment, which means it's time for you to check out Underdog, the place for fantasy picks and entertainment. You need your enjoyment to be easy, and that's why Underdog is a perfect place to go for pick'em entries entering fantasy contests. I'll be looking at the higher of Kirk Cousins, passing yards, and touchdown projections all year long. With Underdog, you have a smooth process that leads to easy and fast play. Making picks on Underdog is straightforward, and signing up is even easier. Just head over to Underdog's simple-to-use mobile app or UnderdogFantasy.com. Sign up with promo code LEAK, and Underdog will give you a free pick to use on your first pick'em entry, plus up to $1,000 in bonus cash when you deposit. That's Underdog Fantasy, promo code LEAK, to claim your new customer special of a free pick and your deposit offer. Must be 18 plus and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org.
Tech football driven by Hyundai on the Georgia Tech Sports Network.
And Georgia Tech football is brought to you in part by Scana Energy. Make the easy choice, which is Scana Energy today, proud partner of the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets. 4th and 1 tag, ball spotted inside the right hash at the Notre Dame 32. No score between the Jackets and Irish. From here, it'd be about a 49-yard field goal for Aiden Burr. Should Brent Key reconsider? Aiden has struggled from beyond 40 this year, just 1 of 6, but the numbers don't lie. Notre Dame has only allowed 3 fourth-down conversions in 15 attempts. Georgia Tech had a 3rd and 1. You saw maybe a bit of a missed read there on Zach Pyron, trusting his own legs, but not being able to break off to get the first down.
Yeah, I think if he gives that ball to Jamal, it's going to give us the best opportunity there. But I think he actually has kind of a double read here, like give to Jamal or keep, and then a little throw in the flat. He sees that end sort of chasing that flat pass and thinks he can get there. And to be honest, who can blame the guy? He's been very effective in short down yardage. I would trust myself too. But I think with some of the reads we've seen so far where he's had to give it, they've been trying to take him away. I think they also think he trusts his legs. Let's make him read to give, because he'll have a tendency, just because of what he's been asked to do this year, to keep it instead of give it.
That's a very good point. We'll see what the Jackets dial up. First, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is Georgia Tech football.
Atlanta's exclusive home for the Jackets. WCNN North Atlanta, a Dickey broadcasting station. The Fan, 680 and 93.7 FM.
And not surprising, Georgia Tech brings the offense on as they work right to left. Chad Alexander, who himself had a career high versus North Carolina, 10 carries, 61 yards. His first career touchdown. On the week, he was also awarded a scholarship by Brent Key. He will be the setback as he's holstered behind Pyron. Unbalanced line left with Godey. 2 receivers that way as well. Pyron stoops forward. Gets the snap. A bootleg. He wants to take a shot. Throws the out to Singleton. Cuts upfield to the 30. Spinning to the 28. He's got the first down.
Kind of a tendency breaker here, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm going to put the ball in space to a phenomenal athlete and make you tackle him for less than 1 yard. A good change up with the way this game's been going.
Yeah, he just shook past his man for the first down. Makes Pyron 6 of 6 through the air. 1 receiver left, 2 right. Zipped over the middle on the out. It is deflected. Is it still caught at the 15? They say yes by Singleton on the slant.
Great focus by Singleton right here. I think this ball got tipped a little bit.
I think you're right.
A little RPO, talking about making reads. It looks like Pyron makes the right read on this one.
So Singleton's 3rd catch of the quarter after he only had 3 versus North Carolina.
Previous play is under further review.
Yeah, I think it was close enough where they'll have to put this under the microscope. Certainly with a tipped ball as well to stop the clock with 2:57 first quarter. Jackets at Irish scoreless. We told you coming in, and Notre Dame is second in the nation in opponent completion percentage. Quarterbacks are only converting 47.9% of their pass attempts. And should this play be upheld on review, that will make Pyron 7 of 7. Just like the numbers tell you, Andrew.
Exactly what all the pundits said when they heard Zach Pyron was starting this game. 100% completion rate in the first quarter.
Exactly.
Well, I'll tell you, Andy, I talked about him trusting his legs. You actually love that kind of thing out of a quarterback, though. You've seen confidence from a guy. What you don't want is the backup quarterback to come in and play like a backup, play scared. For him to, I say he should give it, honestly, maybe they're not even reading it, but he keeps it because he trusts himself. He delivers this ball because
the ruling on the field stands as a catch, first down, Georgia Tech.
Beautiful. Because he trusts himself, right? And early confidence from your backup quarterback instills confidence in the entire team.
So now Tech has it inside the red zone at the Notre Dame 15. Georgia Tech 11th in the nation in red zone touchdown percentage. Notre Dame is 5th. Like we had said at the top of the broadcast, whichever team can more efficiently capitalize on these red zone opportunities will have a big leg up in this ball game. 2 receivers and a tight end. Harrison Moore out to the wide side right for Pyron. Lane split left. Haynes loaded behind Pyron in the pistol. The quarter turn, the give to Haynes. He jukes left at a 13 and a gain of 2. Jack Kaiser with a pick 6 against the Jackets in 2021. The 6th-year Will linebacker with the stop.
That was a nice lead block by Harrison Moore. I'll tell you, every fiber of my being wanted me to see them to throw the seam to him, though.
He didn't split up wide to get some cardio in. Once again, Pyron will work out of the pistol. Hawes this time to slot right. He brings everybody in tight. 2nd down and 8. The snap. They fake the jet sweep. A flick of the wrist dumped out to Haynes, who staggers down to the 10. Got a little more touch on that pass, leaking out to Jamal Haynes. He couldn't chop his feet and tightrope the sideline. They'll put the ball down at the 9, and so it'll be 3rd down and 4.
Yeah, rolling to his left, trying to place this ball just right. It kind of gets put on Haynes right down the middle. He gets tripped up a little bit. If he puts that right in front of him, maybe he has a chance here, but good decision. Let's see what happens here.
Lane, Rutherford split left. 2 receivers right. The snap to Pyron. He throws the bubble screen to Alexander. A stop and go to the 10. Turning upfield to the 5. And he's got the first down. Knocked out of bounds on that stutter step to the 3.
This is a great job by Alexander, just trusting that he has the speed to get the edge. You can almost see it in his body language. He thinks about putting a move on there, but he sees the space and just puts the Jets on to get this first down.
Yeah, great job to turn the corner around that defensive tackle in the Jackets with 1:12 and counting first quarter of a 1st and goal at the Notre Dame 3. No score opening quarter. Jamal Haynes back in as the standing tail. They line up quickly out of the huddle. A pistol with Haynes behind Pyron. Singleton slot left. Unbellis line left. And a flag is tossed, and somebody might have jumped on the Tech line.
They shifted that D-line. I think, this might have been a disconcerting signal point if this guy made noise while they shifted.
Keelan Rutledge is pointing toward Notre Dame. He thought that was the case. As the referees, 4 of them huddling together.
Delay of game, disconcerting signals, defense, half the distance to the goal, still first down.
It has been the season of disconcerting signals, Andrew Gardner.
Absolutely, very, very disconcerted up front. But Rutledge was all over it. Reigning ACC lineman of the week, actually, Keelan Rutledge.
Sure was. I feel very concerted now.
Extremely so.
So half the distance, 1st and goal from the 2. Pyron, the touchdown vulture, as we've lovingly called him, often has come in these short yardage goal line situations. So the redshirt sophomore surely feels right at home. 4 rushing touchdowns this season.
That's right. This will definitely be a scouted look for Notre Dame. They've seen this on film.
Loads up Haynes behind him in the pistol. Here's the snap. The mesh. Haynes spinning right, and he is popped at the 1. He was twisted around, took a hard shot in the back from Drake Bowen, the Mike linebacker, who's tied for the team lead in stops. And he stops Jamal Haynes shy of the goal line.
Yeah, he gets turned around, takes a hard shot in the back, and this time he trusted Jamal Haynes to get it. It'll be interesting to see right here, do they go back to what's been working all season now that he's not the short yardage back, but the quarterback you got to have for all game? Do you continue to let him pound it here on a goal, 1st and goal from the 1 or 2nd and goal?
Once again, pistol formation, 4 seconds to go in the quarter. Snap to Pirate. The pivot. The handoff. Haynes runs left. Burrowing and barreling. Is he across? No signal yet. Did he stretch across? Now the signal comes. Touchdown Jackets on the final play of the first quarter. It was Jamal Haynes barging through the saloon doors for the score, and Tech leads Notre Dame 6-0.
The ball carrier, recovered by the ball carrier in the end zone.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Great. He lost the ball, but
focus.
Jumped on it. However it comes, as long as it gets the job done.
I told you this before, Andy. I don't argue with results.
So Jamal Haynes will get the credit for the fumble recovery and the touchdown.
Just padding the stats.
Yeah. ACC running back of the week, you can take some liberties. So 6-0 Georgia Tech.
Really great focus, honestly, though, because, I mean, the bodies are all over. They're pulling on it. For you to drop it and have the presence of mind to still be able to get it, I mean, that's great focus in that situation.
Aiden Baron for the extra point out of Shanahan's hold. As it's put down for him, booted up and good. And that takes us to the end of quarter number 1. And Georgia Tech caps off that opening quarter with a 14-play, 71-yard scoring drive. Jamal Haynes plunging in for his 8th touchdown of the season. And Georgia Tech leads number 12 Notre Dame 7-0. We'll take the timeout back after this on the Georgia Tech Sports Network.
At Hyundai, we make a big deal about the little things, like the little fact that 9 Hyundai vehicles have earned IIHS top safety picks this year. And offering a little thing called America's Best Warranty, because delivering safety and quality, pretty big deal. Visit your nearest Hyundai dealer today. Hyundai, there's joy in every journey.
Right now, for a limited time, get 1.99% APR for 60 months on the Hyundai Tucson or Tucson Hybrid. Visit your local Hyundai dealer today. Offers end October 31st. Call 562-314-4603 for details.
The buzz is back.
House call! Touchdown Jackets!
The Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets head out for another huge conference showdown this Saturday as they roll into Lane Stadium for an ACC battle with Virginia Tech.
Oh, and he's gone. 20, 15, and house call! Jamal Haynes!
Be here for Yellow Jackets football live from Virginia with the Ramblin' Wreck pregame show hitting the air 2 hours before kickoff, live on the Georgia Tech Sports Network. Stream every Georgia Tech game totally free on the all-new Fan app. Download it now for Apple or Android and listen to the Jackets anywhere. The Ramblin' Wreck keeps trucking along. It's Georgia Tech football on the Georgia Tech Sports Network.
Now, Jamal Haynes was able to avert disaster on that goal line plunge. He lost the ball shy of the goal line, but then fell on it in the end zone. And so Jamal gets the touchdown after all with the extra point. Georgia Tech on the final play of the first quarter takes the 7-0 lead over number 12 Notre Dame. And how crucial was it, Andrew, for Georgia Tech to punch that in on the final play? Notre Dame is 50-1 since 2017 when leading after the first quarter. But a Notre Dame defense that has some really stout numbers. Total defense, they're 11th in the nation. Passing defense, 6th in the nation. Scoring defense, 8th in the nation. Third down defense, 10th in the nation. Georgia Tech just rolled up officially a 13-play, 71-yard drive, including a 4th down conversion that took up 7:06 of clock. Really good balance between the run and the pass. Zach Pyron, as we fully expected, looks like he belongs out there.
Oh, yeah, he looks super comfortable. And in the battle of whose backups are going to respond better, the secondary for Notre Dame or the backup quarterback for Georgia Tech, the early battle there is decidedly in Georgia Tech's favor. Zach Pyron, 100% completion rate, 80 yards passing. And no, he didn't throw it in, but we ran it in. But, I mean, you couldn't really ask much more from the guy at this point in the game.
9 for 9, 81 yards. He brought some bona fides to the flats. It's not like he was some distressed asset that was welcomed in. He was a 4-star guy. He was the number 18 quarterback nationally, according to 247. Won 3 straight titles at 2 different schools in Alabama. His freshman and sophomore years, he played at a Class 2A school, ran the wing T, then transferred to a 6A larger school, ran a shotgun spread. He won a state championship playing in that style as well. So he feels very comfortable, and I think the thing that Brent Key loves the most about him, as those state titles can attest, he's a winner, and he brings that winning mentality.
Well, absolutely. You got to practice winning, and that's something Zach Tyron has done. And like we said, when he started, last time he started, he won. All I do is win. I win no matter what.
Yes. Thank you, DJ Khaled. So Burr with the ball nestled on the tee. Kick away from left to right to open this second quarter. Notre Dame just 43 total yards and an interception from Riley Leonard in that first quarter. Leonard 2 of 4 through the air, 8 yards, and that pick that was intercepted just shy of the goal line by Warren Burrell. Here's the windup by Burr. He drives this away from left to right. Arcing midway deep in the end zone. Hands out, spread eagle by Harrison. He'll ask for the touchback. I think you may see Notre Dame be a little more obstinate in its running game. Jeremiah Love, who's averaging 6.8 yards a carry, their 6-foot sophomore. He's a bruiser, but he's explosive as well. He scored a touchdown in 7 consecutive games. And versus Stanford last week had a season low in touches, just 6 carries, 53 yards. Did punch one in for a touchdown, but he's not going to be out there. In fact, Jadarian Price, the sophomore from Denison, Texas, will be in as the featured back behind Leonard to begin this drive at the 25. 2-by-2 formation. Georgia Tech shows 4 on the line. Leonard hands together. He now motions Price to his left hip. Flexes him out. Throws to underneath, caught at the 30, and turning back inside 32, Jaden Thomas, the native of Paulding County and product of Pace Academy, with an 8-yard pickup. Warren Burrell slow to get up at the end of the play.
Timeout, injured Georgia Tech player.
So the athletic trainers tend to the man who had the interception on Georgia Tech's last defensive series. As Chris told you on the sidelines, Rodney Shelley also out today, and so the defensive backs group thin to begin with. I saw Zachary Tobey, the sophomore, jog on in advance or in anticipation of having to play at least this next snap for Warren Burrell, but Warren's a guy that, full strength or not, he's not a guy that you want to see out for any extended period.
Absolutely not. I mean, this is an area where Georgia Tech can least afford injuries, and I expected on this drive to see Notre Dame come back to the run. They had several effective runs, almost a couple of gashes, but they go for the first down pass. I think going with a similar approach that they had last week, trying to use the pass to open up the run game. If they continue to attack a team that hasn't been great against the pass thus far, it'll hopefully, they're hoping at least, that it'll loosen up that run defense.
Notre Dame is 16th nationally, 216 rushing yards a game, but they'll go 5 wide in front of 2nd and 2 from their own 33. Now Price motions into the backfield alongside Leonard. Takes the snap, meshes. It's Price angling left, and he pounds it up to the 34. I don't think that'll be enough for the first down. Tredelius Tatum submarined him, and indeed it'll be 3rd down.
This is close. Like we said, you hear a lot of talk about eye candy right here. Show 5 wide, motion in, hard inside run. Last time on a short yard situation, designed run for Riley Leonard. It'll be interesting to see if they come back to that, if that's their plan in these situations.
They bring on Aeneas Williams, their true freshman. He'll be the back beside Leonard. Flanked at his right hip, double tight end left. Leonard has the most rushing yards per game of any Power 4 quarterback. Everybody bunched inside. He hesitates, breaks it left, dives, and with a stretch of that football, he just gets to the 35, and enough for the first down with that mid-air lunge, but it was close.
This is a good job stepping up by the Georgia Tech defense right here. Very close. Notre Dame showing when the chips are, when they need it, when it's short yards and they need it, they're coming to Riley.
Yeah. Miles Brooks launched himself into Leonard, but he decided to break into a dive, and that was a fortuitous decision as he splits 3 wide left, 1 outside the numbers right. Love to set back on 1st and 10 from the Notre Dame 35. 13-11 second quarter. Tech on top 7-0. Snap to Leonard, the turn and the give. It's Love up the middle, breaks a tackle across the 40, ridden up to the 45. Almost had that ball wrenched loose, but he's got it up to the 45 and a first down.
This Notre Dame rushing attack has been one of the better rushing attacks in the country with regards to yards after contact, not going down after first strike, and Love shows it right there, turns a small run into a bigger run.
Former Under Armour All-American out of St. Louis, Missouri, hands-on thigh pass to the right of Leonard. 2-by-2 formation, 1st and 10 from the Notre Dame 45. Gathers a snap, retreats to throw. Sidearms at right flat. Catch made, spinning out of a tackle past the 50, darting out past the sideline. 47 of the Jackets. A first down, and Love once again.
They were there to bring him down. Much like the last play, Love is not going down on first contact. Georgia Tech is going to have to get that fixed if they're going to stop this Notre Dame attack.
Stajay Butler just couldn't wrap him up, and he spun off him. Love is very capable pass catcher as well. He's third on the Irish. That was a 13th catch this year. He's planted in the pistol behind Leonard. A receiver each way. 1st and 10 Notre Dame at the Georgia Tech 43. Run blitz Georgia Tech. Here's Love peeling out left. A race to the edge and down to the 40 for a gain of about 3. The tackle by Butler.
Great timing on this run blitz, but they're able to bounce this to the edge. Amari Harvey does a good job keeping contained on this play, causing Love to cut back in, allowing the Georgia Tech defense to bring him down here for a short game.
Good to see Warren Burrell back on after getting shaken up earlier this drive. Twins right, Twins left. Williams the tailback, 2nd and 6 for the Irish. Leonard motions him out, gathers the snap, hesitates, throws the slant. It's caught by Raridan, the tight end, who breaks out of an ankle tackle and stretches to the 31 for a first down. Eli Raridan, the tight end, coming off a touchdown versus Stanford with another first down pickup for Notre Dame.
And they're continuing to try to attack this left side on those quick slants.
Notre Dame working quickly here. The shotgun snap to the belt of Leonard, and timeout called by Brent Key, who is stomping mad on the Georgia Tech sideline.
Timeout of the half. Media timeout.
I know Brent, by body language, we can see it up here. He did not want to have to burn that timeout, but that may break the Notre Dame rhythm just a little bit as they've moved into Tech territory at the 30. 10:57 second quarter from Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Your score, Tech 7, Notre Dame nothing. We're back after this on the Georgia Tech Sports Network.
Hey, Drew Burris here, Tech baseball outfielder. There's been a lot of buzz lately. Buzz about the freshman of the year. And of course, buzz about who has the coolest mascot. But when it comes to the buzz about the best credit union in Georgia, there's no debate. It's Associated Credit Union. Just like a clutch hit in the bottom of the...
One of the best things that's happened here in Atlanta is the arrival of QC Kinetix. Their amazing regenerative medicine treatments have helped so many people with lasting joint pain relief with no surgery, no drugs, and no downtime. It's Cellini here, and I'm one of those patients, and I know the demand for QC treatments is so strong that they are now opening another clinic, this one in Douglasville, while continuing treatment in Lawrenceville, Sandy Springs, Marietta, Decatur, and Stockbridge. They're a game changer, QC Kinetix, the nation's leader in regenerative medicine, using a modern-day approach to deal with chronic joint pain. All natural, that's the process, using healing properties from your own body to restore and repair damaged tissue in your joints so you can get your life back. Be active again without that chronic pain and without surgery or drugs. You've been hearing about it. Stop putting it off. Do what I did. If you have arthritic pain or pain from an injury, do what so many others have already done. Call QC Kinetix. It's a free consultation. Call now, 770-285-8026, 770-285-8026. QC Kinetix. Be a part of the family today. 770-285-8026.
Sports Network.
SeatGeek is the official ticket marketplace of the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets. Whether you're buying or selling football tickets, SeatGeek is the place to do it. SeatGeek, so Yellow Jacket fans can fan. Alongside Andrew Gardner, Chris Mooneyham on the sidelines from Mercedes-Benz, Andy DeMetra with you. Good to see them going through the playlist of Atlanta classics.
You gotta love it.
Mercedes-Benz Stadium.
If you're known for rap music, you gotta lean on it, right?
I'm sure Laffy Taffy was in your playlist back in the day at Georgia Tech.
A time or two. It was certainly being played in the locker room and in the weight room.
Yes, and hopefully more so after victories. This isn't quite pump-up music pregame.
I mean, I don't know. What gets you going? No judgment, as you said.
Reggae, perhaps.
That's Perhaps.
As we learned from Andrew in pregame. So 7-0 Georgia Tech over Notre Dame. 10:57 second quarter. Irish set for their 8th play of the drive. A 1st and 10 at the Georgia Tech 30. Got to make sure you're wrapping up at the point of attack. Some missed tackles starting to loom in this series defensively for Tech.
Yeah, there's been a couple times here where Georgia Tech had an opportunity to bring him down. They got to get that fixed. Against a team that's honestly good at creating those missed tackles. But, you just got to be better. You got to be stronger than their strength.
Notre Dame marching right to left. In the open roof of Mercedes-Benz, Aeneas Williams, who's averaging 7.1 yards a carry, the true freshman, flanked at the right hip of Leonard. He floods 3 receivers out right. Orbit motion behind him as he takes the snap. Takes the screen pass, flicks his wrist and finds his tight end Evans up the left sideline, 25, and tackled from behind, close to the first down marker by Gore. Mitchell Evans, senior, preseason second-team All-American with another 10-yard gain.
This is a good play design, a lot of motion, a lot of bells and whistles just to run a tight end screen, but he doesn't have the high-end speed to take this to the house. Good job by Georgia Tech bringing him down.
Evans actually led Notre Dame in receiving yards per game last year. Very capable. Harrison the slot right, 1 receiver split left in Thomas. Split backs bracketing Leonard. Leaning forward, takes, and he meshes the handoff, and nowhere to go. Thrown down, Ford trying to peel off left, but Zeke Biggers says Zeke and destroy.
Sometimes he's just Biggers than you. You know what I mean?
Better to be Biggers than Smallers, as that goes for a loss of 2, back to the 22.
Oh, he does a great job beating Rocco Spindler here. Just gets across his face. I will not be blocked.
It is a Notre Dame offensive line that's played better as the season has gone on, according to Brent Key. Price folded over beside Leonard, twins each way. 2nd down and 12. He motions out Price, takes the snap, finds the laces, ropes it across on the slant, caught at the 15, and charging up to the 13 goes Evans once again. Hard guy to take down, and it brings up 3rd down and a long 3.
That's the 3rd time on this drive that they're running those in-cutting routes, either slants or ends to the left. I feel like Notre Dame, either he feels comfortable throwing that direction or they're seeing something in coverage that they're continuing to attack that area.
And they've been slanting Georgia Tech to death here. Twins each way for Leonard. They are in tight. 3rd down and 3 from the Georgia Tech 13. Back beside Leonard, who puts Thomas in motion. Here's the snap. Leonard darting out, flicks his wrist, finds a man at the 10, and breaking through a tackle. He's got the first down across the 5, and finally juking out of bounds at the 3. It was Aeneas Williams on that backside wheel, and Georgia Tech just couldn't bring him down. And his 1st and goal for Notre Dame.
And Leonard throws the ball at the space vacated by the pressure. And Georgia Tech here, it takes until the 4th guy to bring him down. They're going to have to get this fixed as this game moves forward.
Yeah, perimeter tackling. We've seen a lot of broken tackles by these Notre Dame ball carriers. Notre Dame is 5th in the nation in red zone touchdown percentage. 18 trips, 15 touchdowns. They line up split backs around Leonard. Tight end inline right. Leonard waits on the snap. Here it comes. The crow hop, the give. And running right, plugged up. Jeremiah Love was stuffed at the edge by Powell Lee. Maybe muscles out 1 to the 2, but that's about it.
Landy, we're talking about bringing him down on first contact. They respond. Great job here. Nice stand. He gets hit. He does not get another inch after contact.
And Tay Seymour also pushed him back. Between the tackles, it looks like Georgia Tech doing a good job not getting missed tackles.
That's true. Linebackers staying strong.
They heavy up the formation, a bunch set right, and a backer right of Leonard. That's Ford. 2nd and goal. Here's the snap. Calls his own number up the middle, twisting and fighting toward the goal line with a stretch. They'll say the knee went down at the 1. So 3rd down and goal with 7:37 to go 2nd quarter. Tech on top 7-0.
Coming back to Leonard runs when they need it. Just when we said they did a better job of bringing him down on first contact, don't really wrap Leonard up there. Would not be surprised to see them go back to him here. And if it doesn't work, I wouldn't be surprised to see him come back to him again.
Yeah. He's got 8 rushing touchdowns to lead the Irish as he backs up into the gun. Love flank to his right. Double tight end left. 3rd and goal from the half-yard line. The snap to Leonard. Tries to call his own number. He is crossed at the goal line. Does he stretch across? He does for the touchdown. He was hit from the side, but that forward momentum and the stretch just got across the plane, and Notre Dame gets on the board. He got drilled by Amari Harvey, but just was able to fall across the goal line for the score as we see it on the replay.
And Amari Harvey hits a big shot on him. Great hit. He just doesn't have the angle based on where Leonard is going to stop him from getting to the goal line.
Now Notre Dame counters, Andrew, with a 14-play drive. 75 yards, 8 minutes off the clock. And now point after away from tying it up.
Well, we got a ball game, Andy.
I didn't think we'd have anything less.
I didn't either.
Fitz Jeter, the South Carolina transfer, on for the extra point. Set down for him. He swings away, and it's good.
You know, we talked about the opportunity to defer. You know, you win the toss. Do you defer? Do you take it? The way this game's been going, Georgia Tech really has an opportunity in a close game that's been played pretty evenly to be up a score with the ball coming back, depending on what they're able to do on this drive.
We figured it would be a low possession game. It certainly played out that way through a quarter and a half. Timeout on the field will take it with them. 7 minutes even to go. Second quarter for Mercedes-Benz. Tech and Notre Dame tied at 7 on the Georgia Tech Sports Network.
When you need mealtime inspiration, it's worth shopping Kroger for thousands of appetizing ingredients that inspire countless mouth-watering meals. And no matter what tasty choice you make, you'll enjoy our everyday low prices. Plus, extra ways to save, like digital coupons worth over $600 each week and up to $1 off per gallon at the pump with points. So you can get big flavors and big savings. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Fuel restrictions apply.
It's Dari from RS Andrews. And people always ask, what's the RS and RS Andrews stand for? RS means rapid service. I know what it's like waiting for a repair guy to show up, so I made sure when you call us, we have somebody ready to jump to action. Rapid service. Your AC needs to keep working for several more weeks. So if you're hearing a clunk, clank, or smelling some stank, we're ready to help. RS means rapid service. Schedule at rsandrews.com.
The Jackets only play here. We are the official home of Yellow Jackets football. 680 The Fan on FM at 93.7. The Jackets are on the field. It's Georgia Tech football on the Georgia Tech Sports Network.
14 plays, 75 yards, touchdown drive finished off by the 1-yard plunge on 3rd and goal from Riley Leonard, his 9th rushing touchdown of the season. And with the extra point, Jackets and Notre Dame knotted up at 7 apiece. 7 even to go. Second quarter for Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Riley Leonard, 6 of 6 on that drive. Our guy to take down, and I think if there's one takeaway from that series defensively for Georgia Tech, you've studied the metrics, Andrew, and Notre Dame is a hard team to take down on first contact, but you got to limit the broken tackles because they reared their head on that series for the Irish.
Yeah, those extra few yards after contact in that drive really added up. They get first downs when they should be second down, or it's second and short when it should be second and long, and that cumulative effect, especially from a team that's willing to just do long drives like a Georgia Tech or like a Notre Dame, that adds up. And we didn't see them attack Georgia Tech over the top, but they did have a lot of success in the short passing game, which is opening up what they're trying to do running the ball as well.
It's kind of death by 1,000 slants.
It really is.
That is a weakness of Notre Dame. They don't have that vertical passing game that you might suspect. They have weathered some injuries to some burners in their receiving core this year.
Well, they didn't want to risk another interception after the last one.
That is true. Yeah, the one time they tried to take the top off, Warren Burrell got the pick near the goal line. Eric Goins, the kickoff specialist for the Irish. He swings his right leg through it from right to left. This traces an arc across Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Fielded a yard deep in the end zone by Singleton. He curves out left. Watch out. He gets a block. Sprinting down the sideline. 25-30. Galloping in front of the Tech sideline. And he's marked out at the 31. That's where they say the first foot went out. Had a great block to seal the edge by Bailey Stockton.
Really did a good job here, and did a good job of coming back to stay on him and not pick up the penalty right there. This is what you want. Good field position to make an answer to Notre Dame.
That was only Singleton's 3rd kick return of the season. Back comes Pyron. Zach Pyron, 9 of 9 for 81 yards. Tech rushing, though, just 10 carries for 19. They'll empty out, go 5 wide, which includes Chad Alexander to the right. Now motions back across on the jet sweep. It's Alexander curving left to the 35. He stood up and falls forward to the 36. Gain of 5 for Alexander. The tackle on the edge by Leonard Moore.
Nice run here. I think there may have been a little bit of miscommunication on the blocking here. They go to kind of double crack the box, don't block that safety. Perhaps an idea that they were in man coverage here, and if they're in man, he'll chase. Kind of a man call. They get caught in zone. Good run.
Yeah, but not productive.
Not the great run I think they were hoping for.
Once again, backs are split. Haynes and Alexander surrounding Pyron, a slot right. The clap, the snap, and the give. Alexander wrapping around the left side, churning to the 39. It's a gain of 3. 3rd down and 3 coming up. Alexander back-to-back career highs like Jamal Haynes. After 59 versus Duke, 61 and a touchdown versus North Carolina. Georgia Tech 2 of 4 on 3rd down today against the Notre Dame defense that's 10th in the nation, 29% on opponents' conversions. So we wind inside 6 minutes, second quarter. Alexander parked alongside Pyron. Receivers in tight on the right. 3rd down and a long 2. The snap to Pyron. And it's a reverse. Swinging out wide right is Singleton. He's had to bubble around. A cut back at the 30, make that the 40, but stop shy of the 1st down. And it's forced out wide on that reverse on 3rd and short. Georgia Tech unable to convert, and the punting unit comes on.
They had a lot of hats in the box right here, Andy, and they reacted this pretty quickly, forcing this wide, not allow Singleton to turn up. Good idea, but really just better execution by the defense right here.
Brent did tip me off. They were going to dial up some reverses in short yardage situations, try to catch the Irish off guard, but some guys also came underneath their block. A flag is tossed as Georgia Tech had 12 men on the field.
Substitution. Offense. Breaking the huddle with 12 players in the huddle. 5-yard penalty. Still 4th down.
Now just a chance for David Shanahan to air out the legs some more. He had a 63-yard punt, which would have been a season high, wiped out by penalty versus North Carolina. Woo, turn that ref mic off. That is a shrill whistle. 4:55, clock ticks, second quarter, tied at 7. Snap to Shanahan. He drills this away, a line driver, and is caught at the 30. Up the left side numbers, 32 goes Hurlman before he's hurled to the turf. So Georgia Tech did not give its defense a long time to catch its breath on the sideline. 3 and out. 4:44 second quarter from Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Tech 7, Notre Dame 7. Back after this on the Georgia Tech Sports Network.
When is the last time you paid less but got more in return? It happens every day if you or a loved one has Medicare Advantage. $0 copays and an average of $2,500 less out of pocket annually, but more benefits like dental, hearing, and vision. More prevention and screenings to keep people healthy.
My friends, well, you might say they're a little different. We know how to have a good time, sure, but together, what we get is beyond just that. Los Landeros is the tequila that fits, that works for those times we have. The times that take fun and friendship and go beyond. Give it a try. Los Landeros Tequila. I keep an eye out for that sculpted bottle. It's as beautiful on the outside as on the inside. Kinda like my friends. Los Landeros Tequila. When it's time to go beyond.
One of the best things that's happened here in Atlanta is the arrival of QC Kinetix. Their amazing regenerative medicine treatments have helped so many people with lasting joint pain relief with no surgery, no drugs, and no downtime. It's Cellini here, and I'm one of those patients, and I know the demand for QC treatments is so strong that they are now opening another clinic, this one in Douglasville, while continuing treatment in Lawrenceville, Sandy Springs, Marietta, Decatur, and Stockbridge. They're a game changer, QC Kinetix, the nation's leader in regenerative medicine, using a modern-day approach to deal with chronic joint pain. All natural, that's the process, using healing properties from your own body to restore and repair damaged tissue in your joints so you can get your life back. Be active again without that chronic pain and without surgery or drugs. You've been hearing about it? Stop putting it off. Do what I did. If you have arthritic pain or pain from an injury, do what so many others have already done. Call QC Kinetix. It's a free consultation. Call now 770-285-8026, 770-285-8026. QC Kinetix. Be a part of the family today. 770-285-8026. 6.
On the Georgia Tech Sports Network.
Georgia Tech, Notre Dame tied at 7, 4:44 in our second quarter from Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Great to be with you today. Andy Demetra, Andrew Gardner, Chris Mooneyham on the sideline in the renewal of a very historic series between two very historic programs. And for more, let's go to Chris.
You know, fans, it may come as a bit of a shock for some of you, but there was a time in college football history where Georgia Tech and Notre Dame was a national level matchup. The origins of the series dating back to 1922. By that time, both teams had won national titles. Tech's first win versus the Irish, 1928. The Jackets went on to win a national title. 1953, the two teams met at number 1 and number 4 in the polls, respectively. 1975, the most famous play of the series, when the legend of Rudy was born. In the final weeks of the 1980 season, Bill Curry's squad pulled off a 3-3 tie of top-ranked Notre Dame. 1999 brought the Gator Bowl victory for Tech, and 2007 gave us a 30-point blowout win in South Bend. Guys, hopefully today will be another memorable chapter for the Jackets.
And thank you, Chris. And one footnote, Rudy was offsides. And also Brent Key's first career start as a Yellow Jacket as a redshirt freshman in 97 was in the season opener in South Bend. Notre Dame led by third-year head coach Marcus Freeman, the 38-year-old, a record in South Bend of 24-9. Previously Brian Kelly's defensive coordinator before he and his family went to Baton Rouge. Pistol look for the Irish from their own 32. They spread the field out 4 wide for Leonard, who's completed his last 6 following the interception. Staggered stance for the senior from Fairhope, Alabama by way of Duke. Stares at a 4-man rush. As he takes the snap, looking over the middle, and now dumps underneath. It's caught, leaking out of the backfield, goes Love, turning right, 45-50 into Tech territory, and finally escorted out at the Georgia Tech 43-yard line. Boy, he hit the gas quick on that little dump off underneath.
Yeah, attacking that middle part of the defense where Kyle Efer would normally be. Coverage had kind of slid out of there. He caught this with space, and he made the best of it.
Second catch out of the backfield for Love. He's the sidecar for Leonard. Deploys 3 wide left. Notre Dame not a team that goes at an audacious tempo. As they all turn their gold helmets toward the nearest sideline and get the adjustment. Leonard moves Love to his right. On 1st and 10. The snap. Leonard. Quick throw on the out, caught at the 40, spinning upfield 35 and winding past the 30. Another first down to the 28 for Chris Mitchell, the grad transfer from FIU. But again, slaloming past missed tackles, and that's becoming an issue now for the Jackets.
Well, Georgia Tech brings pressure off this side, and Notre Dame sees it. The whole line points it out. They slide to it. Crossing routes, able to get somebody open. Missed tackle.
Twins each way on 1st and 10 from the Yellow Jacket 29. 3:38 second quarter. Georgia Tech showing blitz off the edge, and there was movement and a flag tossed.
False start. Number 88, offense, 5-yard penalty. Down.
Mitchell Evans, the tight end who flinched as he might have caught a glimpse of Taze Seymour, loaded up for the blitz out of the corner of his eye.
That is what it looked like. Not a disconcerting signal from there. Too far away, honestly. But, yeah, he thought he was coming, and kind of the movement made him go.
So 1st and 15 now. Trips right, receiver left. Love shifts to the left hip of Leonard. Leonard finds the laces. Pump fake. Throws, lofting it over the middle, caught at the 25, turning left 23. It'll be a couple of yards shy of the first down. Bo Collins, the Clemson transfer, who actually had a touchdown for Clemson versus the Jackets here at Mercedes-Benz 2 years ago to gain of 12. Sitting soft in the zone.
Yeah, the threat of the quarterback run along with the pump fake kind of pulls the coverage guys away from that space, allowing for that open throw.
So 2nd down and 3 now from the left hash. As Leonard motions out, Love fakes the screen to him, goes underneath on the slip screen, a seam down the sideline, 15-10, shoved out. Bo Collins for a first down, a second straight grab for the Los Angeles native, and Notre Dame threatening again with 2:40 to go, second quarter. And a Yellow Jacket down as well toward the end of the play.
Timeout, injured Georgia Tech player.
Trying to find a number on that. Al Serraldo Jr. says Amari Harvey. So the clock stops at 2:35, second quarter. Notre Dame started to pick apart the Yellow Jackets again, tied at 7, but I think what's been frustrating for Georgia Tech, these aren't high-risk throws. They're just very quick throws out in space, and Georgia Tech is now ramping up to the point of attack, and it's causing Georgia Tech to concede more yardage than they would like.
Yeah, for sure. What Notre Dame has really been doing here is just kind of getting the ball to athletes in space and letting them work in space. Like Georgia Tech did early on that third and short, put it in the hands of a good athlete in space and make the defense make a difficult tackle. Georgia Tech is not doing that right now, and that's kind of what's allowing them to just matriculate down the field.
Notre Dame's first two drives ended in a 3-and-out and an interception. 14-play touchdown drive, and then following the 3-and-out, Notre Dame inside the red zone again with a first down. And Brent is pretty heated inside that huddle as he stops off with some very stern words, we can presume, for his defense.
Yeah, if you and I don't like it, I'm sure a much stronger language would describe his feelings.
And I don't think broken tackles has been a substantive issue for Georgia Tech defensively this year.
It really hasn't been. It's almost like it happened a couple times, and then Notre Dame was saying, well, let's continue to put them in this bind and see if they'll do it, and they haven't.
After Harvey walks off under his own power, 12 personnel for Leonard, stands in the shotgun, Love to his left. He motions both tight ends to his right. Puts his palm down as he waits on the adjustment from the nearest sideline. So plenty of time on the play clock. With the ball spotted left hash at the Georgia Tech 12. Play clock down to 6 to 5.
2-minute timeout.
And that is our 2-minute timeout. He was in no haste or reason. So with 2 minutes to go in our first half, Georgia Tech and number 12 Notre Dame still tied at 7. Georgia Tech, though, trying to buckle down inside the red zone. After this on the Georgia Tech Sports Network.
Hi, Georgia Tech sports fans. GT grad Charlie Reimer here. If you haven't visited Macklemore, what are you waiting for? We're located on Lookout Mountain, just a 2-hour drive north of Bobby Dodge Stadium. You know us for our highly acclaimed golf course, but we offer so much more. Stress-free living above the clouds, 60-mile mountain views, and early spring, our luxurious Cloudland Lookout Mountain Hotel opens, and just wait till you see our new golf course that begins play late next summer. Check us out at themacklemore.com. Go Yellow Jackets!
Fall is finally upon us, and that means football season, pumpkin spice, and bugs. But it's still warm here in Georgia, which means the local populations of pests like mosquitoes, ants, roaches, and rodents are still out and about. Luckily, you can trust the experts at Arrow Exterminators to protect your family and keep your home or business pest-free inside and out. The professionals at Arrow understand that it's not just any home, it's your home. Schedule your free pest inspection today. Call 888-GO-ARROW or visit arrowexterminators.com.
Every Georgia Tech game is on Atlanta's flagship station for the Yellow Jackets. This is The Fan, 680 and 93.7 FM. This is Yellow Jackets football, driven by Hyundai on the Georgia Tech Sports Network.
7-all, Tech and Notre Dame at the 2-minute timeout of our second quarter. The River decided it's not the 2-minute warning. We're not allowed to say that. We call it 2-minute stoppage, 2-minute timeout, 2-minute break.
Yeah, don't call it a warning.
Don't call it a warning. Well, you have been warned.
Warning. Live without warning.
There you go. Georgia Tech and number 12 Notre Dame tied at 7, but the Irish starting to find some success on offense. Riley Leonard shook off those first two series in which he went 2 of 4 with an interception. He's completed his last 10 balls, Andrew, for 119 yards. Just spreading out the field, quick throws, letting their wide receivers make plays one-on-one. What kinds of adjustments might you think would be beneficial to Georgia Tech to snuff out that efficiency of Leonard?
Well, the effectiveness of the running game with the quarterback allows you to still have that potent, rushing attack with only one guy in the backfield, or even no guys in the backfield, which kind of, stretches you out a little bit. For Georgia Tech, they may need to kind of creep up and put a little more pressure in because it hasn't been over the top. But honestly, once you make that adjustment, then Notre Dame's adjustment to that is to try to get back over the top. But it almost feels like they got to kind of get in tighter on these receivers a little bit to take away some of these in-cutting routes and to adjust quickly to the screen game because all the throws have been short. They're not making him fit these into tight windows. He's just making them to open guys close to the line of scrimmage.
And you could say bring more pressure, but against the blitz last week versus Stanford, Riley Leonard was 12 of 13 13 with 2 touchdowns. Notre Dame right to left as we see it. You hear it. They've spotted the ball left hash at the Georgia Tech 12. It's a 1st and 10. Notre Dame like to dial up the RPOs in the red zone versus Stanford. See what they do here is they cluster 2 tight ends and a wide receiver short left. Love the standing tail. Thomas zooms in motion. Here's the shotgun snap and the mesh. And Leonard breaks out right. He's at the 5, winding outside to the 2, and he's in for the touchdown. Riley Leonard, second straight drive. He caps off with a touchdown. And with 1:53 to go, Notre Dame takes its first lead 13-7.
Yeah, 2 guys take the jet motion here. Whoever has Leonard, they overplay the jet sweep kind of action on this. Little head fake by him. Gives him a free lane to the end zone here. It's a nice run by Leonard. Georgia Tech has a minute 50 to make a response.
And with that, a 10th rushing touchdown of the season for Leonard, as the extra point by Goins is on the way and good. This Jeter, who is their normal kicker for extra points and field goals, had been nursing an injury. The South Carolina grad transfer, so Goins has taken over at least for the extra points and kickoffs. And something also for Marcus Freeman to consider, Andrew. He's got all 3 timeouts. He knows that Georgia Tech will have the ball to begin the second half, so he will not be shy about using these timeouts.
No, I don't think he will. If Georgia Tech comes out here and gives it the feeler run and it's not successful, I would not be surprised to see Coach Freeman pop that first timeout and try to get an extra possession here, because his offense is operating well right now. And if you can get another time with the ball, another possession before the defense has the time to make adjustments and talk at halftime, that's really valuable for Notre Dame. So eating up this time, scoring, yes, but also eating up this time for Georgia Tech can be important here.
Georgia Tech has only had 3 offensive series. We got 1:53 remaining before halftime. Singleton lurking below the second G in Georgia Tech to our left as the kickoff by Goins. Pinwheels drifting towards the left, fielded by Singleton. He'll take it out. Through a hole at the 15 and up the hash to the 20. 1:48 to go. Georgia Tech has 1 timeout left. Zach Pyron did not go to the air on that last series, so he remains a perfect 9 of 9 for 81 yards. At 253 passing yards in his first career start, a come-from-behind road win at Virginia Tech as a true freshman, in which he earned ACC Co-Rookie of the Week honors. We knew this would be a stout Notre Dame defense, but the numbers suggested they were more stout against the pass than the run. Georgia Tech, 13 carries, 27 rushing yards after going for 371 versus the Tar Heels. Pyron holsters Haynes behind him in the pistol, trips left. A snap and a bootleg. Steps up in the pocket. Will try to get away. He does. Out left across the 25. Breaks into his slide. They say at the 24 for a gain of 4. And there's the first timeout banged by Marcus Freeman with 1:37.
That's their first large timeout of the half. 30-second timeout. Please reset the game clock to 1 minute 40 seconds. 1 minute 40
3 more ticks on the clock. 1:40.
Exactly what you discussed, Andy. I mean, a decent first down play, 4 or 5 yards, 4 yards. But yeah, he's trying to get this ball back.
What a good run by Pyron as all the options downfield were covered. Didn't try to jam one in.
Well, as this clock game often does, hopefully that timeout comes to bite Freeman, bite him here, because you're playing, I want to get the ball back, but Georgia Tech only has 1 timeout here, and you allow Georgia Tech to run the ball inbounds and still have plenty of time to score. So if Georgia Tech gets a first down or a couple of first downs here, in retrospect, that'll be a bad timeout, but you understand being aggressive and what he's trying to do.
Remember how good Tech was on its final possession of the second quarter last week. Exactly. Singleton to Slough right, 1 receiver up top on the left. Pistol with Haynes and Pyron. Waves lane in motion, the swivel, a play fake, steps up in the pocket, tries to get away and does, breaking left 30, winding outside, staggering, stretching. Does he have the first down? They say he does to the 35. So a fresh set of downs for the Jackets with 1:30 to go as they stop to set the chains and now wind the clock.
So good job getting the first down there by Pyron. He thinks about trying to get out of bounds, realizes it might cost him the first down, and he just puts his head down and gets it.
Splits 3 wide right, 1 left. Pause the motion man. Pulls the handoff. Climbs the pocket again. He throws underneath, and it's incomplete. Got pressure from the backside by the redshirt sophomore Joshua Burnham. First incompletion.
An incomplete pass. Second down.
And now 10 attempts for Pyron. I think maybe he stood in the pocket a little longer because the previous 2 plays were designed for passes, and he called his own number. Maybe he's thinking, I probably can't do that a 3rd time in a row. But the pressure got to him. Stops the clock with 1:10 to go. 2nd and 10. 14-7 Notre Dame. Shotgun 4 wide. Haynes flexes out. Quarterback draw. A block up the middle for Pyron to the 40. Slides down at the 40. Ooh. Might have been able to barge his way close to the first down. He gains 8. 3rd down and 1. Marcus Freeman not calling a timeout here. 55 seconds to go. Georgia Tech not using its timeout. Again, they've got the ball to begin the second half, so they can be judicious here. 3rd down and 1. Once again, split backs for Pyron, a receiver each way. Stares at a 4-man rush. Inside handoff, bouncing right goes Alexander. He falls backwards to the 41. That's enough for the first down. Stops the clock, 35 seconds to go. And now timeout, Georgia Tech.
Timeout, Georgia Tech. That's their 3rd and final timeout of the half.
So I think Georgia Tech accomplished the task of not allowing Notre Dame to play the timeout game. Knowing they will have the ball to begin the second half. They're out of timeouts. A chance to maybe get this inside field goal range for Burr. You think?
Yeah, I do. You see that kind of chess match back and forth. When do I take this timeout? How much time do I leave? You get that first down. They were awfully short on where they said he started that slide. You'd love it if he was able to just kind of put his head down and get that. You're already the second quarterback. I understand you maybe not putting it down and taking that shot on the throwing shoulder to get the first down. Certainly Georgia Tech is thinking score right here. Try to at least cut this down. 7's better than 3, but if they can get in Burr's field goal range, 35 seconds is a lot of time. Clock stops on the first down. You can clock it. There's a lot open to them right now.
Yeah, they've got 4 wide here and a shotgun set for Pyron. See if they send 4 verts as he takes the snap, belt high. Lets a rip over the middle. Catch made to the 40. Avery Boyd upended at the 34. That's 29 seconds left. They'll stop the clock to set the chains. It looks like they're going to clock it here. There's the snap of the spike by Pyron. 27 seconds left as Avery Boyd hauls in that seam pass for his 15th catch of the year.
And that's a nice ball right there by Pyron. For all the man coverage they play, they drop into zone right there. He finds Boyd just kind of coming up the seam. He settles down into the zone coverage. Nice ball, good first down. I mean, that play only took 8 seconds.
Boyd to slot left, Rutherford slot right. Linebacker blitz. It's picked up. Zipped on the out. It is caught inbounds, but a first down at the 23 by Singleton. 22 seconds to go. Leonard Moore was blanketing Singleton, but he held on for his 4th catch of the half. Georgia Tech lines up. There's a clock with 21 seconds left.
Good job picking up the pressure. Nice job by the offensive line, the running back, chopping down that blitz and Mike linebacker, and a great ball delivered there on time by Zach Pyron. Continues to throw the ball well against a stout Notre Dame pass defense.
That's 4 catches, 29 yards for Singleton, surpassing his catch total versus North Carolina. He's the receiver left, Twins right. Haynes the sidecar. 1st and 10 from the Notre Dame 23. Pyron takes. Pump fake. Lofts it. Right side end zone. It is almost intercepted. He overshot it for Singleton. Christian Gray, the sophomore cornerback, couldn't run underneath it in the back pylon. Risky ball by Pyron. It sails incomplete, though, and it's now 3rd and 10.
That's the first kind of bad ball by Zach Pyron. I think it just gets away from him a little bit. He expected Singleton to be a little further into this route, just off the fingertips of the defensive back. I like the idea of taking a shot there, though, in that situation.
Now Pyron now splits Hawes and Singleton wide left. 2 receivers right. Notre Dame overloading the right side. Here's the snap to Pyron. Fires. Left sideline, juggled, incomplete on the out to Singleton. Would have been shy of the line to gain. Now 4th down with 11 seconds to go, and the field goal unit comes on. interesting. He wanted that snap, and it caught Notre Dame off guard. It was a very flat-footed rush, but Tech wasn't able to do much with it. So now on comes Aiden Burr, just inside the 30. So a 39-yard field goal for Burr inside the left hash with 11 seconds to go in the second quarter. Burr 6 of 11 this year, and now timeout called by Marcus Freeman at Notre Dame.
Timeout, Notre Dame. That's their second charge timeout of the half. 30-second timeout.
You know, Andy, we saw a similar play last week with Haynes King where fake snap, and then everybody's looking at the sideline as if they're checking the play, and then Georgia Tech quick snaps it. You know, good idea to try to catch them off guard there. You know, maybe steal some yards, get one more shot at the end zone. I think that's on purpose, that kind of take the rush out of it, because the one thing that can't happen in that situation is a sack. You didn't have enough time for Mayday field goal there. You could throw a first down and clock it. You could put it in the end zone, or you could be incomplete.
It does make you wonder, though, if that causes your offense to be somewhat disjointed. It is an unorthodox snap.
It is, but I think the idea there is you really just have like maybe one route. Of course, with the backup quarterback in, maybe a little miscommunication.
Freer, the snapper, Shanahan, the holder. Blotting up is a 39-yarder for Burr. High snap, set down, and they can't get it off. Shanahan has to wheel away, and he's gobbled up at the 38-yard line with 5 seconds to go. It was a high snap, and Shanahan just bobbled it, couldn't bring it down, and Georgia Tech won't even get the field goal off.
Well, Andy, that's a disappointing end to a great 2-minute drive there by the offense. A lot of positive there, but you really got to come away with those 3 points.
It was a high snap, but it was handleable for Shanahan, but just bobbled it, trying to bring it down. And Georgia Tech comes up empty, still 14-7 Irish, 5 seconds to go. And they will surround Riley Leonard. He'll take a knee for the final play of the half. Georgia Tech will have the ball to begin half number 2, but certainly momentum on the side of the Irish after their last 2 drives resulted in touchdowns, and Georgia Tech unable to get a field goal off on its final drive, wiping out, like what you had said, was a fairly good 2-minute drill. Number 12, Notre Dame 14, Georgia Tech 7, though still a 1-possession game for the 5-2 Yellow Jackets. Coming up, it's our Ramblin' Wreck halftime show. Chris Mooneyham visits with Brent Key. Justin Hanover anchors our coverage after this on the Georgia Tech Sports Network.
Here comes the Ramblin' Wreck. My family and I love watching Georgia Tech football. So it's hard to choose between the big screen at home and the excitement of being in the stands. Either way, Scana Energy's part of the action as a proud partner of Georgia Tech. So join Scana and my family in cheering on the Yellow Jackets this season. Sign up with Scana today and get up to $100. Call 877-GO-SCANA or visit scanaenergy.com/jackets for details. Limited time offer, terms and conditions apply.
Buying a home is one of the biggest financial decisions you'll ever make. Before you tour a home, the real estate professional you're working with may ask you to sign a buyer's agreement, which describes the services you'll receive, each party's role and responsibilities, and how your agent will be compensated, all of which you'll want to discuss with them up front. So work with an agent who's a Realtor. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors with a duty to honestly represent you and put your interests above their own, because that's who we are.
The Tire Savings Event is happening now at Marietta Toyota this October, from October 1st to October 31st, 2024. Get 3 tires and get the 4th for just $1. Plus, take advantage of select tire manufacturer rebates that may combine for even more savings. Bridgestone Tires, get a $70 Visa prepaid card, potentially saving you up to $350 on a set of 4 tires. Firestone, enjoy it.
Fall is here, and it's time for football and time for entertainment, which means it's time for you to check out Underdog, the place for fantasy picks and entertainment. You need your enjoyment to be easy, and that's why Underdog is a perfect place to go for pick'em entries entering fantasy contests. I'll be looking at the higher of Kirk Cousins, passing yards, and touchdown projections all year long. With Underdog, you have a smooth process that leads to easy and fast play. Making picks on Underdog is straightforward, and signing up is even easier. Just head over to Underdog's simple-to-use mobile app or UnderdogFantasy.com. Sign up with promo code LEAK, and Underdog will give you a free pick to use on your first pick'em entry, plus up to $1,000 in bonus cash when you deposit. That's Underdog Fantasy, promo code LEAK, to claim your new customer special of a free pick and your deposit offer. Must be 18 plus and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org.
It's time to break down the first half.
Now he throws to the end zone, and it's caught. Touchdown!
It's time for the Ramblin' Wreck Halftime Show. With all the highlights and stats, we get ready to buzz into the second half.
And welcome back to Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Justin Hanover here. It's 14-7. Irish on top. Jackets jumped out to the 7-0 lead, but Notre Dame with a couple of touchdowns there in the second quarter. Zach Byron, not bad at all. 11 of 14, 118 yards. He had 5 carries for 22 yards, but in the end, a little bit too much Riley Leonard. Notre Dame got the ball first. They would have a 3-and-out. Tajay Butler for Georgia Tech with some pressure. And let's hear Andy Demetrius call on that.
Trips right for Leonard as he leans forward and takes the snap waist high. Drifts off to his right. A pump fake. He's chased. He throws toward the sideline. Incomplete. Great pressure by Tajay Butler as he looked for the Clemson transfer Bo Collins, and both linebackers making a presence felt on those last 2 plays, Tatum and Butler, to force the Irish to go 3-and-out.
So a good start defensively for a team without their captain in Kyle Eifert. He is obviously out. The offense, well, they would then, with 7 minutes to go, get the ball because why? Well, Notre Dame would go for it as Riley Leonard went deep into the end zone. And take a listen to this.
Tight end motions across. He pulls it up the belly of his back, trying to take a shot down to seam over the top. Nobody home, and it is intercepted in the end zone. Burrell has to bring it out, galloping down the right sideline. 15, 20. He cuts left to the 25 and upended at the 29-yard line. An overthrow by Leonard and the pick by Burrell.
An absolutely sensational one-handed catch at first by Burrell. The presence of mind to take it out of the end zone as he caught it in the field of play. He would rumble 27 yards, and the GT defense on fire early on. The offense, they would move the ball. A big 3rd and 4, and Zach Byron would find the recently scholarshiped Chad Alexander to move the sticks.
Rutherford split left. 2 receivers right. The snap to Byron. He throws the bubble screen to Alexander. A stop and go to the 10. Turning upfield to the 5. And he's got the first down. Knocked out of bounds on that stutter step to the 3.
So the drive continued. Final seconds there of the opening quarter. Jamal Haynes would get the ball.
Byron, the pivot, the handoff. Haynes runs left, burrowing and barreling. Is he across? No signal yet. Did he stretch across? Now the signal comes. Touchdown Jackets on the final play of the first quarter. It was Jamal Haynes barging through the saloon doors for the score.
Barging indeed, and he actually picked up his own fumble at the goal line and scored via the fumble there to cap the 13-play, 71-yard drive. Took up 7 minutes and 6 seconds. 7-0 at the end of a quarter. We fast forward to the midway point of quarter number 2. Notre Dame would be driving a 3rd and goal at the 1, and Riley Leonard.
To Leonard. Tries to call his own number. He is crossed at the goal line. Does he stretch across? He does for the touchdown. He was hit from the side, but that forward momentum and the stretch just got across the plane, and Notre Dame gets on the board.
So the Jackets had a 13-play touchdown drive. Notre Dame said, whatever you can do, I can do better. They went 14 plays, 75 yards, and they chewed up 8 minutes of clock. Just under the 2-minute timeout, tied at 7. Irish on the march once again. They would have a 1st and 10 at the Georgia Tech 12, and that man does it again.
Thomas zooms in motion. Here's the shotgun snap and the mesh. And Leonard breaks out right. He's at the 5, winding outside to the 2, and he's in for the touchdown. Riley Leonard, second straight drive. He caps off with a touchdown. And with 1:53 to go, Notre Dame takes its first lead 13-7.
They would knock on the extra point, make it 14-7. Tech would get the ball with $1:53 to go. How would they play it? Well, pretty aggressively. They look good. Some real good catches. Avery Boyd, his 15th catch. Eric Singleton had a catch. They would get down to the 22-yard line of Notre Dame. Settle for a 39-yard field goal attempt from Aiden Burr, but a high snap bobbled by David Shanahan, and Georgia Tech empty on that possession. So that's where we are. It's 14-7 Notre Dame at the break. Our own Chris Mooneyham caught up with the coach, Brent Key.
Coach, an evenly played first half for the most part, but a mistake there at the end that I know you're not happy about.
Yeah, we can't have that. Bottom line, we got a chance to put points on the board in a game that's going to be a one-score football game, and we screw it up.
Yes, sir. Zach Pyron awfully hot to start the ball game.
Yeah, he's doing a good job. He's managing the game well, throwing the ball, putting it on the money. All right, we got a couple of them we got to hold on to. All right, we got to get a little more in the running game, but I think Buster's doing a good job of keeping the game where it needs to be. We're taking our shots when they're there. We got to connect on something.
Thank you, Coach.
All right.
Appreciate that, Chris, and great save, Coach, because we all know it almost just happened. So well done there. The save of the game, Coach Brent Key. At the break, 14-7 Irish on top. It's the Ramblin' Wreck halftime show on the Georgia Tech Sports Network.
One of the toughest jobs in law enforcement is telling a family that a loved one has been killed by a drunk driver. That's why Georgia law enforcement works every day to keep drunk drivers off the road. Every DUI arrest could be one less family to lose someone to drunk driving. You can help. Hand the keys to a designated driver or call a ride service. It saves lives and prevents a costly DUI arrest. Drive sober or get pulled over. Brought to you by the Governor's Office of Highway Safety.
It's college football season, so you need all the energy you can get. Luckily, Georgia Power knows a thing or two about saving energy. We understand that energy costs are an important part of your budget. That's why we're dedicated to providing tools and assistance that can help make a difference, so you can save your energy for the game. Visit GeorgiaPower.com/myenergy to learn more.
Hey fans, Matt Schaub here. It's time to kick off your deck project with TimberTech. A real decking all-star, TimberTech is the #1 brand in premium decking. It delivers real wood looks without the costly maintenance, and it will never rot, warp, splinter, or peel. Plus, with industry-leading warranties,
My friends, well, you might say they're a little different. We know how to have a good time, sure, but together, what we get is beyond just that. Los Landeros is the tequila that fits, that works for those times we have. The times that take fun and friendship and go beyond. Give it a try. Los Landeros Tequila. I keep an eye out for that sculpted bottle. It's as beautiful on the outside as on the inside. Kinda like my friends. Los Landeros Tequila. When it's time to go beyond.
Score around the ACC and the rest of the college football landscape as we check the Georgia Power scoreboard.
Indeed, Justin Hanover back at Mercedes-Benz Stadium, 14-7 Irish on top. Every powerful drive presented by Georgia Power, the official energy sponsor of your Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets. Some ACC play first going on right now in the second quarter. California with a 13-10 lead over NC State. Some earlier finals, Wake Forest 23, UConn 20. Damon Claiborne with a couple of touchdowns. Kid Klubnik threw for 3 scores as Clemson beats up on Virginia 48-31. And Miami races past Louisville 52-45. Just a phenomenal game there as Cam Ward for another 4 touchdown passes. Top 20 action. Number 16, Indiana remains undefeated. They down Nebraska 56-7. Missouri down 17-3. They rally to beat Auburn 21-17. Army 45, East Carolina 28. Early on, Alabama with a 7-0 lead over Tennessee. Jalen Milroe with a touchdown. Michigan gets on the board, but they trail late in the first half, 13-7 at Illinois. Number 25, Navy with a 38-10 lead over Charlotte. Texas A&M and Mississippi State tied at 7 early second quarter. And Deion Sanders and Travis Hunter and company continue to roll as Colorado with a 21-7 lead at Arizona in the second quarter. Once again, the Irish scored 14 unanswered. They lead 14-7 over Georgia Tech here at the half. When we come back, Andy will have the Coca-Cola halftime statistics. You will not want to miss. Zach Pyron, well, he hit his first 9 passes. It's the Ramblin' Wreck halftime show on the Georgia Tech Sports Network.
The passion, the tradition, the rivalries. Sirius XM is your destination for all things college sports, and we've got you covered. On ACC Radio, there's complete coverage of every school in the conference, including live games, coaches' shows, and more. So cheer along on the Sirius XM app and listen to your favorite team anywhere. And now you can get 3 months of Sirius XM free. Subscribe now. See offer details at SiriusXM.com/ACC Sports.
At Hyundai, we make a big deal about the little things, like the little fact that 9 Hyundai vehicles have earned IIHS top safety picks this year, and offering a little thing called America's Best Warranty, because delivering safety and quality, pretty big deal. Visit your nearest Hyundai dealer today. Hyundai, there's joy in every journey.
Right now, for a limited time, get 1.99% APR for 60 months on the Hyundai Tucson or Tucson Hybrid. Visit your local Hyundai dealer today. Offers end October 31st. Call 562-314-4603 for details.
Hey folks, you know all my friends at Georgia's Own Credit Union can save you money, but did you know that Georgia's Own offers more than just personal savings and loan products? They also offer products and services that help your business grow. Whether you're looking for a business checking account, equipment loan, commercial mortgage, SBA loan, or payroll services.
One of the best things that's happened here in Atlanta is the arrival of QC Kinetix. Their amazing regenerative medicine treatments have helped so many people with lasting joint pain relief with no surgery, no drugs, and no downtime. It's Cellini here, and I'm one of those patients, and I know the demand for QC treatments is so strong that they are now opening another clinic, this one in Douglasville, while continuing treatment in Lawrenceville, Sandy Springs, Marietta, Decatur, and Stockbridge. They're a game changer, QC Kinetix, the nation's leader in regenerative medicine, using a modern-day approach to deal with chronic joint pain. All natural, that's the process, using healing properties from your own body to restore and repair damaged tissue in your joints so you can get your life back. Be active again without that chronic pain and without surgery or drugs. You've been hearing about it. Stop putting it off. Do what I did. If you have arthritic pain or pain from an injury, do what so many others have already done. Call QC Kinetix. It's a free consultation. Call now, 770-285-8026, 770-285-8026. QC Kinetix, be a part of the family today. 770-285-8026.
The Georgia Tech Sports Network.
With your score, Notre Dame 14, Georgia Tech 7. We'll get to your Coca-Cola halftime stats in a moment. First, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is Georgia Tech football.
Atlanta's exclusive home for the Jackets. WCNN North Atlanta, a Dickey broadcasting station. The Fan, 680 and 93.7 FM.
And as promised, our halftime stats are presented by Coke. Is Coke Zero Sugar the best Coke ever? That's a bold question, but it's got that irresistible taste to back it up. It's too bad you can't taste with your ears because this Coke Zero Sugar is really amazing. You'll have to take a taste for yourself. Coke Zero Sugar, best Coke ever. And pretty impressive how even the numbers are in our quarterbacks. Riley Leonard, 12 of 14, 127 yards, no touchdowns, 1 interception. Zach Pyron is 11 of 14, 118 yards, no touchdowns. Leonard has gained 29 rushing yards to lead Notre Dame, also 2 rushing touchdowns. But Pyron 5 carries for 22 yards. Tech's lone touchdown was on a third down plunge by Jamal Haynes. He's got 6 carries, 14 yards. Leading pass catcher Eric Singleton Jr., 4 for 29. Bo Collins has 3 for 23 for Notre Dame. Jeremiah Love, 2 receptions, a team-high 37 out of the backfield. Leonard Moore, who's replacing the All-American Benjamin Morrison, out for the remainder of the season, is announced this week because of a hip. He's been under siege. He's got 7 tackles to lead the way, 5 of them solos. Lamont Brooks, 4 tackles to lead Georgia Tech. The interception was from Warren Burrell, the second of the season by the Yellow Jackets. Total yards in that first half, 190 for Notre Dame, 150 for Georgia Tech. Yellow Jackets ran 34 plays to Notre Dame's 29. Time of possession, 15-29 for the Irish, 14-31 for Georgia Tech. Both teams have been brisk on third down. Notre Dame is 3 of 5. They converted their lone fourth down. Georgia Tech is 3 of 7, 1 of 2 on fourth down. The lone failed fourth down conversion was on that mishandled field goal try and the last play essentially of the first half. But 3 of 7 on third downs. Notre Dame was 10th nationally in third down defense. It will be Georgia Tech ball to begin the second half. Again, the 12th ranked Irish 14, Georgia Tech 7. Back after this on the Georgia Tech Sports Network.
This is Coke Zero Sugar. Could I be the best Coke ever? Try and taste with your ears. Hear those bubbles? Imagine them tingling on your tongue. Fizzy deliciousness. Listen to that cascading liquid. A mouth-watering waterfall. Irresistibly tasty. Zero sugar. Crisp. Refreshing. And ice cold. Is Coke Zero Sugar the best Coke ever? Try and decide.
The buzz is back.
House call! Touchdown Jackets!
The Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets head out for another huge conference showdown this Saturday as they roll into Lane Stadium for an ACC battle with Virginia Tech.
Oh, and he's gone. 20, 15, and house call, Jamal Haynes.
Be here for Yellow Jackets football live from Virginia with a Ramblin' Wreck pregame show hitting the air 2 hours before kickoff, live on the Georgia Tech Sports Network.
Just like your favorite football team, your home deserves a championship-level roofing team to tackle all of your roofing needs. That's why Atlanta's local family-owned team at Finley Roofing brings the experience, skill, and dedication to every customer and project they handle. The reason why we rank Finley Roofing number one is because they also provide a free lifetime warranty on every roof that they replace. Finley has replaced over 66,000.
Fall is here, and it's time for football and time for entertainment, which means it's time for you to check out Underdog, the place for fantasy picks and entertainment. You need your enjoyment to be easy, and that's why Underdog is a perfect place to go for pick'em entries entering fantasy contests. I'll be looking at the higher of Kirk Cousins, passing yards, and touchdown projections all year long. With Underdog, you have a smooth process that leads to easy and fast play. Making picks on Underdog is straightforward, and signing up is even easier. Just head over to Underdog's simple-to-use mobile app or UnderdogFantasy.com. Sign up with promo code LEAK, and Underdog will give you a free pick to use on your first pick'em entry, plus up to $1,000 in bonus cash when you deposit. That's Underdog Fantasy, promo code LEAK, to claim your new customer special of a free pick and your deposit offer. Must be 18 plus and present in the state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org.
The Georgia Institute of Technology, Legend Sports, and Dickey Broadcasting Company. Any accounts, use, or rebroadcast of this presentation without written permission of Georgia Tech or Legend Sports is strictly prohibited. Now, toe meets leather as we head back to the field for the second half. Once again, here's the voice of the Yellow Jackets, Andy Demetra.
Georgia Tech seeking its first win over Notre Dame since 2007, a game I'm sure you remember fondly, Andrew Gardner.
Yeah, lots of great memories from that game, Andy, absolutely.
School record 19 tackles for loss in that game in South Bend. To open the 2007 season, the Sharp Choice ran wild on that thick-cut grass in South Bend, and Georgia Tech had the 33-3 win, seeking their first home win, and this still is considered a home game, even though we're at Mercedes-Benz Stadium since 1976, and if so, would earn bowl eligibility for a second straight season for the Jackets. As the special teams trots on, Georgia Tech set to receive the second half kickoff. Notre Dame came in fourth in the nation in yards per play allowed. Georgia Tech offensively 24th in the country in yards per play. 4.4 yards per play in that first half, below Georgia Tech's average, but there were some moments certainly from Zach Pyron.
Yeah, there's a lot to like about what Zach Pyron did in the first half. We got to get the running game going as well, but lots of positive signs moving into the second half.
And the kickoff is booted away toward the left side and halfway deep in the end zone for a touchback. As Zach Pyron completed his first 9 passes, the redshirt sophomore 11 of 14 for 118 yards in the first half. Jamal Haynes coming off consecutive career highs, 170, 2 touchdowns versus North Carolina, just 6 carries, 14 yards. Has had 2 catches for 12. And he'll be stationed alongside Pyron as Georgia Tech operates left to right in this third quarter. Receivers in tight, 2 left, 1 right. Singleton hustles in motion in front of Pyron, who gathers in the snap. 3-step drop, standing, firing, and it is almost intercepted. Trying to zip that in on the left side numbers. The Haws, Jordan Clark undercut the route, and the ball bounced off his hands. Not only an interception that Georgia Tech nearly had, but had he hung on, that would have been 6. Now, Jordan Clark, by the way, the son of Ryan Clark, the former 13-year NFL veteran who played at LSU. More on him in a moment. 2nd and 10. Orbit motion behind King, who loads up the pistol. Fires the bubble screen, space down the nearest sideline for Rutherford, who stiff arms past the 30 to the 31, gain of 6. Ryan Clark had an interception versus Georgia Tech in the Peach Bowl at Georgia Dome in 2000, which was Brent Key's last game. Following that bubble screen is 3rd down and 4. Right hash at the Georgia Tech 31. Stack left, 1 receiver right, and Singleton. Pyron wants that stack to be closer to the hash. Wary of a blitz off the edge. Call Singleton in motion, who reverses his field. The snap to Pyron. Pocket collapsing, throws left, incomplete. Trying to find a stretching at Singleton toward the sideline. He was draped over by Moore, and Georgia Tech goes 3 and out.
Well, the Georgia Tech offense, Singleton in particular, certainly thought he was a little bit early, but even if he catches this ball, it looks like he's going to be a little bit short. Singleton's got to make sure he pushes that to the first down. Tight coverage and man there, not able to squeeze it into that space.
So 3 passes on that opening drive, but Georgia Tech unable to get the first down. Shanahan stands at his 15. 2 protectors, rolls left and strikes this with the left. This is a wobbler. Hurlman makes the catch between the numbers at the 35, splits left at the 40, and finally rolled down at the 41. Shanahan's hit some line drives here, which has allowed the Colgate transfer Hurlman to get some returns and good starting field position for the Irish. 14-11 third quarter and leading your Yellow Jackets 14-7. Now, how do you shut down this Notre Dame offense? Their last 2 drives got them into the end zone, and Georgia Tech just didn't put up a whole lot of resistance, quite frankly, on either of those possessions, Andrew.
Well, I think really the key is going to come down to A, bringing them down on first contact, and B, being tighter in coverage on these short routes, not allowing the easy short passes and not allowing small runs to become big runs.
The sophomore Jadarian Price is the standing tail beside Leonard, who fans out 3 wide right, 1 left. Takes the snap, belt high. Short drop, steps up, throws a fade down the right sideline. Leaping catch at the 37 of the Jackets for the first down. Jaden Greathouse. And the first deep shot connects against the coverage of Gibbs.
Well, and Georgia Tech does play tighter coverage this time. Looks like he catches them in man here. You know, gets the little push off that's not a push off to make space and drops that ball in there.
4 receivers for Leonard. A pistol back behind him in Price. 13:47 third quarter. And again, the Irish inside Tech territory leading 14-7. Price at the left rear of Leonard. He links with him on the mesh, and he gets the call, bouncing left across the 25, winding to the 22. Gain of 9. Tackled by Tay Seymour.
Yeah, Georgia Tech is out on top of these receivers. There's not really anybody in that overhang space. They block back on the defensive end. Block down on the 3 technique. Opens up a little gash there for a positive first down run.
That's where you start to feel the absence of Kyle Eifert. Shotgun, 1 back, trips left, receiver right, 2nd and 1. Leonard takes, meshes, and running right, spun around in the hole, but enough for a first down to the 21 goes Price. That'll move the chains. Price, who had 106 yards on the ground versus Oregon State in the Sun Bowl last year, has already surpassed his season rushing total from last year. This year, he'll come out. Love comes in. He's trying to extend a streak of a touchdown in 7 straight games. 12:37, clock moves, third quarter. Jackets down 14-7. Today where they're without their leading tackler, Kyle Eifert. Double tight end right, 2 wide left. Leonard has completed his last 11 passes. The quarter turn, the handoff, slowed up at the line is Price. Make that Love, rather. The pile gets driven to the 16, and that's where they'll finally mark his forward progress down, a gain of 5.
Well, he doesn't get loose here, but really still just too much after contact. O-line is able to get in behind, push Love here for a 5-yard gain on first down. You know, Georgia Tech needs to find somebody, make a play here, kind of stop the bleeding, the slow trickle. Somebody's got to step up and make a play.
They condense the formation. Now motion everybody out. 2-by-2 set for Leonard in front of 2nd and 5 from the 16. The snap. Plants, throws the slant, caught at the 5, breaking up the hash toward the goal line, lunging in. He is down at the half-yard line, Bo Collins. Well, it has been death by 1,000 slants today, and first goal for the Irish.
Yep, they just run it again. He's able to get up underneath Saeed Gibbs here. Just not tight enough on this. There's no linebacker in there. There's no inside help there on this in-cutting route. He's able to just put it in there again, easy pitch and catch.
Leonard's had 2 rushing touchdowns to work out of the pistol. Tight ends loaded up on the left. He does have Love parked behind him. Takes, meshes, Love, a jump cut right, and he scampers in for the touchdown. Now, Notre Dame made that look surgical after they forced the 3-and-out, and they extend the lead to 27 with 11:01 in the third quarter.
Well, Andy, short of that first pass being a pick six, we really couldn't have drawn at the start of the second half much worse for Georgia Tech from a momentum standpoint. Really just continuing on Notre Dame's offense, able to move the ball at will at this point in the game. Georgia Tech is going to need a response from the offense and kind of get this thing figured out defensively, way to stop these routes and stop these runs.
Yeah, Georgia Tech came in fourth in the ACC in total defense. They have not looked like that unit today, as the extra point by Goins is up and good. And it takes us to time, 11:01, third quarter for Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Still a lot of time left, but Georgia Tech needs to find some juice as they trail number 12 Notre Dame 21-7. Back after this on the Georgia Tech Sports Network.
It's football time, which turns Thursday and Sunday into the best days of the week. Well, they just got better, because now through October 27th, Keno has 30% higher payouts during bonus hours. Win $500, it becomes $650. That's like getting extra field goal points for scoring a touchdown. So play Keno online and anywhere Keno is sold and get 30% higher payouts during bonus hours. Thursdays 6 to 8 p.m. and Sundays 1 to 3 p.m. Only from the Georgia Lottery. Play responsibly.
This is Coke Zero Sugar. Could I be the best Coke ever? Try and taste with your ears. Hear those bubbles? Imagine them tingling on your tongue. Fizzy deliciousness. Listen to that cascading liquid. A mouth-watering waterfall. Irresistibly tasty. Zero sugar. Crisp. Refreshing. And ice cold. Is Coke Zero Sugar the best Coke ever? Try and decide.
Stream every Georgia Tech game totally free on the all-new Fan app. Download it now for Apple or Android and listen to the Jackets anywhere. You're locked into Georgia Tech football, driven by Hyundai. Now back to the voice of the Jackets, Andy Demetra.
And Hyundai is proud to be the official partner of Georgia Tech Athletics with our shared vision of the future through innovation and progress. Hyundai and the Yellow Jackets are sure to make a great team. Hyundai and Georgia Tech, it's our journey. Well, Georgia Tech, even though they coughed up that field goal attempt in the closing seconds of the second quarter, still knew they had a chance to get momentum back, receiving the ball to begin the second half. I think it stopped on a 3-and-out, and Notre Dame picks up where it left off in that first half, marching downfield for the touchdown. This one from Love to extend the lead to 21-7 with 11:01 to go, third quarter. That gives Notre Dame 250 yards of offense, but something's got to tighten up for Georgia Tech. I know Kyle Liefert means a lot to this Georgia Tech defense, but this is still a good Georgia Tech defense, even without Kyle Liefert. But what is causing them to not be the version of the Yellow Jackets, Andrew, that we've seen for the better part of this season?
Well, I do think the loss of Eford, at least for this game, is part of that. You know, we haven't really even talked about the fact that your two comms guys are the ones that out. So not only is he a great player physically, he's also the guy that makes all the communication. So I don't want to undersell the importance of that, but it's really that Notre Dame has found success multiple different ways and kind of has the Georgia Tech defense not able to lean on one thing. Like when you're able to hit routes and run the ball and kind of really right now everything except the deep ball is working for them. So they got to figure out a way to limit some of that. Get guys in the box, but still play coverage.
Well, the first play of that last drive was a deep ball.
That's true.
Kind of did set the tone for the drive. It was 6 plays, 60 yards. The drop of the arm and the swing of the leg by Goins from right to left. This one tumbling a yard deep, fielded by Singleton. Will come out from the O in Georgia Tech. Sprinting past the 20, caught in the wash across the 25, and finally hauled down at the 26. Again, Notre Dame is without its usual starting place kicker and kickoff specialist Mitch Jeter, and that has opened the door for some runbacks for Singleton. Like we noted, Zach Pyron had started 9 of 9, but he's 3 for his last 8. Does have a team-high 22 rushing yards. Bring on Jamal Haynes as his lone setback, and loads up Rutherford slot right. Canyon outside the numbers left, who chose Georgia Tech over Notre Dame. The swivel and the handoff and a counter play to the left for Haynes, but he is banged around after a gain of 1. Brought down by Drake Bowen, who tied his career high with 7 tackles against Stanford last Saturday. And a Yellow Jacket down as well following that 1-yard gain. by a number on that down jacket. And it was indeed Haynes. Well, he's on his back. Athletic trainers rushing out to him. Blues play dead, 10:41 third quarter. And the injury stoppage we will take with them. 21-7, Tech down to number 12 Notre Dame. We're back after this on the Georgia Tech Sports Network.
The passion, the tradition, the rivalries. Sirius XM is your destination for all things college sports, and we've got you covered. On ACC Radio, there is complete coverage of every school in the conference, including live games, coaches shows, and more. So cheer along on the SiriusXM app and listen to your favorite team anywhere. And now you can get 3 months of SiriusXM free. Subscribe now. See offer details at SiriusXM.com/ACC Sports.
Georgia Natural Gas knows their strengths in numbers. Like one tree is good, but a whole forest helps the entire planet. And one person doing their part for the environment is nice, but when we all get together, big things can happen. That's what our Greener Life program is built on. You can reduce your home's carbon footprint just by paying your gas bill. And the more people who join, the greener life becomes for everyone. See what I did there? Join today and get 12 months free. Visit gng.com/green.
Every Georgia Tech game is on Atlanta's flagship station for the Yellow Jackets. This is The Fan, 680 and 93.7 FM. Let's get back to the Jackets. More Georgia Tech football driven by Hyundai on the Georgia Tech Sports Network.
Jamal Haynes shaken up after that 2-yard run. 2nd and 8 Tech. 10:41 third quarter and trailing number 12 Notre Dame 21-7 as Georgia Tech continues to seek answers on the defensive side of the football. For more, let's go down to the sidelines. And Chris Mooneyham. Chris.
Guys, a lot of energy on this Georgia Tech sideline and frustration for the Yellow Jackets defense after that really just incredible drive by Notre Dame to go down, get the touchdown to start their second half and take a 14-point lead. Sylvain Youngjuan and Kyle Eifert making their way up and down the sideline, getting into the faces of their teammates in an effort to spur them on and to motivate them. One of the big conversation pieces was, we don't look ready coming out of the halftime break.
And time is running out on you to find that readiness. Sylvain, one of the captains today. Georgia Tech honoring its seniors who were part of those matchups versus the Irish in 2020 and 2021. To be out there for the coin toss among them, Sylvain, who actually had his first career sack against Notre Dame in South Bend back in 2021, those many years ago. Now, got to find a spark here.
Well, this is a game that's been, until very recently, this is a game that's been close. It doesn't feel close because Notre Dame has scored 21 unanswered. But, the game was almost 14-10, and then Georgia Tech starts the second half slow. Momentum-wise, they can kind of feel it slipping away. So, obviously, you want to score a touchdown here. I mean, anyone could say that. But an effective drive here to just emotionally get these guys to believe is big here. It's important. Georgia Tech needs to show something here to kind of get everybody back in this.
Alexander does come in for Haynes, who does have to come off for one play because of the injury stoppage. Alexander at bent waist to the right of Pyron. 2-by-2 receivers in front of 2nd and 8 from the 29. Here's the snap. He drops 3. Climbs the pocket, breaks loose, running left to the 25, the 30, and tackled out of bounds at the 32. And does go for a gain of 4. Drake Bowen closed him off, sets up 3rd down.
Nobody's open. Good protection here. He makes a run, but the linebacker for Notre Dame just does a good job. He's kind of in a spy situation, playing zone over the middle. Stops this from being a much bigger run than it could have been.
Drake Bowen is replacing J.D. Bertrand at that Mike linebacker spot, the now rookie for the Falcons. So 3rd down and 5. Ball left hash at Tech's 32. Twins left, tight end offset left. A pistol this time for Pyron. Waves Singleton in motion. Rolls out to his right. Levels, throws, sideline, caught. Singleton at the 44 for the first down. Good little Levels concept. He had Alexander as his short option, and then Eric Singleton Jr. in the intermediate depth, that he gets the first down on a rope to Eric.
Really good job being patient by Pyron here, waiting for him to come up and just dump it over the top.
Line it up quickly, 2 receivers each way. Pyron to the air again, turns right, throws underneath, incomplete, looking for Jackson Hawes, who was posted up on the numbers, might have gotten shoved a hair early by Bowen, but the flags stay in the pockets.
Yeah, I think it gets there a little early, but they say let the boys play. There hasn't been a PI flag yet, so they're letting it get a little handsy, a little early out there.
Lane split short left, 3 receivers right. 2nd and 10. Notre Dame showing blitz. And now a flag thrown. Looks like somebody flinched from Georgia Tech, as was pointed out by the Notre Dame defensive line. And I don't think Georgia Tech will get the disconcerting signals to land game here.
Number 67, offense, 5-yard penalty. Still 2nd down.
It'll be Joe Fusel rung up for the penalty to make it 2nd and 15 at 9:40 third quarter. And the Jackets down 21-7.
Well, pre-snap penalties are not one they've been afraid to throw today.
No, that is true. Rutherford slot left. 2 receivers right. Abdul Jannah is out for the first time. He's the slot on that side. As Pyron flexes out his back, and another flag thrown before the snap, and this should be another false start on the Jackets.
Prior to the snap, false start. Number 72, offense, 5-yard penalty. Still 2nd down.
This time it's Weston Franklin.
Notre Dame shows a little pressure here. I don't know if it gets Weston Franklin to flinch, or maybe new quarterback communication. I didn't see much movement, but they're not going to let the center get away with hardly anything.
So now 2nd and 20 as they mark it back to the 37-yard line. Hawes and Singleton split right, trips left. So 5 wide, empty set for Pyron. Notre Dame puts 5 in the box. As Hawes sails in motion. Snap to Pyron. Wheels out to his left. He's being chased. Throws off his back foot deep down the left sideline and overshoots Rutherford. Ran out of real estate, breaking along the far sideline at the Notre Dame 40. To make it 3rd down and 20.
That's a tough throw, rolling to his left, pressure in his face. Ball just gets away from him a little bit, puts it on him, but it's just a hair late. Gives him a chance to catch it out of bounds.
So now 3rd down and 20, off covered by the Notre Dame DBs. Twins each way for Pyron. Line to reach is the Notre Dame 45. Now rush 4. Pyron darting around, throws underneath and completes it to Alexander. He angles right across the 45, stretches in front of the Notre Dame sideline to the 46. He does make back the original line of scrimmage, but that's about it. And Georgia Tech, through clenched teeth, will have to bring the punting unit on.
This is a good job, yards after catch by Alexander, fighting back for some field position, maybe pin Notre Dame deep. That's just not what Georgia Tech needed right there out of offense, though. They need to put a drive together, kind of like I said before, slow the bleeding here.
Can't be self-inflicted. Snap back to Shanahan, under a rush, gets this away, spiraling to the 10, takes a hop at the 5, and bounces into the end zone for the touchback. And again, it looked like there was some contact on Shanahan, and you see Brent Key with palms straight up and arms straight out, hollering why there was not a running into the punter penalty. And he will continue to give an earful to head referee Gary Patterson. Notre Dame, regardless, takes over, 8:51 to go. And Georgia Tech still down 21-7. Brent Key is livid on that far sideline. And he got clipped. He absolutely did, as we see on the Halo board. If that's not running into the punter, Andrew, what is?
He's got a right to be upset. Just because I run into you and I'm a little bit nice about it afterwards doesn't mean I didn't run into you.
Exactly. It's kind of the, well, who, me?
Yeah, exactly.
Kind of contact. So back come the Irish, right to left. Love planted behind Leonard in the pistol. He shifts him to his left hip. Leonard to the air. Throws a deep shot down the left sideline. Incomplete. A twisting attempt at midfield by Collins, but was unable to pirouette and make the catch on Harvey. And that snaps a streak of 12 straight completions by Riley Leonard, whose season low in completion percentage 2 years ago for Duke was against Georgia Tech in Atlanta. Just 2nd down and 10 as Greathouse split as the slot right. 2 receivers left. They'll still work out of the pistol. Love so far, 7 carries, 23 yards. He came in averaging 6.8. Hesitates, runs QB draw, sliding out right, 25-30, up the hash, 35, and dives to the 36 for a first down.
Well, due to the formation that Notre Dame was in, the Georgia Tech linebackers were actually shifted to the offense's left. Everybody's thinking pass because that's where they've been struggling, and they're able to slip him out almost like he's going into route, and for just no one is there to make this tackle.
And QB draws. They love dialing those up. The fresh set of downs for Notre Dame from its own 36. Twins each way. Love beside Leonard. Hollers out the protection to his offensive line. So we approach 8 minutes, third quarter. Here's the snap, waist high to Leonard. Zips the slant. It is caught and twisted around to the 48. A gain of 9. Greathouse hauling that in traffic. Tell you what, though, there's been some pinpoint precision by Riley Leonard on those slants today.
He really has done a nice job locating his passes on these in-cutting routes. And what Notre Dame is doing right now is they're widening these wide receivers out to force the coverage guys that would be in run support away. And you almost have to play man out there if you want to have enough hats in the box to stop this run.
That's what makes those slants pretty easy to connect.
Exactly.
Love the sidecar, 2nd and 1. And Love gets the call, burrowing up the gut. He's got the first down as he rumbles to the 47. Needed 1, he got 3. And Notre Dame will extend the drive with 7:18 in our third quarter, and Jackets down 21-7. Notre Dame does not huddle, but they don't exactly press down the pedal either. A flood out 5 wide for Leonard. Love is one of those backs. We'll see if he'll motion into the backfield. He now does. Parked at the right rear of Leonard. There's the snap, the mesh. There's Love up the middle, cut down after a gain of a couple. Good job by E.J. Light to chop him down. E.J., who did not play the last 5 games, was shaken up after his 2 tackles versus Florida State. Holds Love to a gain of 2, 2nd and 8.
That's a nice job by E.J. Lightly right there. Georgia Tech going with a slightly different defensive look, went to a 3-down look here, kind of allowing to get more, stand-up guys, more linebackers in and around the box, perhaps an adjustment that they're making to what Notre Dame's doing currently.
Light to the redshirt sophomore from Fitzgerald, Georgia, stalking in the middle of the box. 2 receivers each side for Leonard. He points out the Mike linebacker and flexes out Love. Wants to screen it to him. He checks down. He bobbles it, catches it, gets upended, and stopped for a loss of 1. Omar Daniels knifed him down as he smoked out that swing pass, and it's 3rd down and 8.
And on this drive, especially these back-to-back plays, Georgia Tech doing a nice job making these open field tackles, which makes all the difference in the world. Now instead of it being 3rd and manageable, 3rd and short, it's 3rd and 10, and you can maybe bring something exotic, force them into throwing the ball here.
24th tackle of the year for Daniels. Notre Dame is 3 of 5 on 3rd down. Williams at the left hip of Leonard. He fans out 3 wide left to receiver right. He's 16 of 19 through the air today. Georgia Tech bringing a blitz. Leonard, deep drop, still backpedaling. He darts out to his right, tries to turn the corner across the 50, upended at the 48 of the Jackets. That's shy of the first down. Good closing pursuit by Hamilton and Seymour as Leonard tried to turn the corner, but he stopped. It's a 4th down and 6, and it looks like the punting unit will come on. Good response by the Jackets.
And that's a nice job making this tackle in space. It looked like Riley Leonard had this edge and was going to get it. Georgia Tech defense does a great job sprinting to this football. Romello Height out there in space, really moving, big fella.
Rendell, his 2nd punt today from his own 38. 3 protectors and no rush. Puts the nose of the ball down, kind of shanks this. Tumbling far side at the 18. It checks upfield past the 20 and down by the Irish at the 22 or thereabouts, which stops the clock with 4:33 in 3rd quarter. Still 21-7 Irish over your Jackets. Back after this on the Georgia Tech Sports Network.
League One Volleyball is coming to Atlanta this January, featuring 3-time Olympic medalist Kelsey Robinson Cook. Love Atlanta Volleyball is Atlanta's newest pro team. The inaugural season will showcase some of the world's best volleyball players, from Olympic medalists to NCAA champions and international superstars, with the action kicking off on January.
One of the best things that's happened here in Atlanta is the arrival of QC Kinetix. Their amazing regenerative medicine treatments have helped so many people with lasting joint pain relief with no surgery, no drugs, and no downtime. It's Cellini here, and I'm one of those patients, and I know the demand for QC treatments is so strong that they are now opening another clinic, this one in Douglasville, while continuing treatment in Lawrenceville, Sandy Springs, Marietta, Decatur, and Stockbridge. They're a game changer, QC Kinetix, the nation's leader in regenerative medicine, using a modern-day approach to deal with chronic joint pain. All natural, that's the process, using healing properties from your own body to restore and repair damaged tissue in your joints so you can get your life back, be active again without that chronic pain and without surgery or drugs. You've been hearing about it. Stop putting it off. Do what I did. If you have arthritic pain or pain from an injury, do what so many others have already done. Call QC Kinetix. It's a free consultation. Call now 770-285-8026, 770-285-8026. QC Kinetix. Be a part of the family today. 770-285-8026.
Football driven by Hyundai on the Georgia Tech Sports Network.
4:33, third quarter from Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Roof open, not a cloud overhead here in downtown Atlanta, where your Yellow Jackets trail number 12 Notre Dame 21-7. Tech got the opening strike. Since then, 21 unanswered by the Duke transfer Riley Leonard and this Notre Dame offense as they look to move to 6-1 on the year and still keep themselves in contention for the college football playoff. But a lot of time left here. We'll see if Georgia Tech re-energize its offense. Zach Pyron in for the injured Haynes King today, 14 of 21, 149. Also a team high 6 carries, 24 yards. And let's not forget, his first career start was a true road game in Blacksburg. Georgia Tech was down 10 in the fourth quarter and got that win over Virginia Tech. So Zach Pyron, no stranger to these situations. All told, Andrew, how would you assess the job that Zach has done? We should note him starting today was not a last-minute decision. He had taken all the first-team reps with Haynes nursing his shoulder injury during the week, and so he had a long runway to prepare himself for today. What have you made so far of how he's operated the Georgia Tech offense?
Yeah, he looked good early, certainly, right? Certainly in the passing game, starting 9 for 9, executing some of the reads. I think he's had a few plays that he would like back, certainly. There was a read early, that first pass out of halftime. Overall, a pretty strong performance. It's dipped here a little bit in the second half, but Notre Dame has been playing tight coverage. They've really been trying to take away the run and then force him to make hard throws into tight windows. And so the response to that hasn't been ideal out of half, but there have been some even bright spots there. And if he can get that corrected, it has been play that could get Georgia Tech through.
His leading pass catcher today has been Eric Singleton, 5 for 42. Jamal Haynes was shaken up on the last series. He's back in, tucked in the pistol behind Pyron, as they now reconfigure into split backs and a slot right. From the 24. The snap, Pyron pulls the handoff, throws the crosser. It is caught at the 40, breaking a tackle to the 50, 45-40, 35-30, a foot race inside the 20. It's Abdul-Jabbar for the first down.
We're talking about how Zach Pyron's doing. That is a nice ball, putting it where his guy can get it, right on his chest.
What a place for Abdul-Jabbar to have his second catch of the season.
That is a nice ball. Talking about making a response in the second half.
The man they called Dooley. Twins left, receiver right. Here's the pivot by Haynes. Pulls the handoff, curls off right. He's swinging out wide across the 15 and stacked up at the 13 for a gain of 3. Xavier Watts, the preseason first-team All-American safety out of Omaha, Nebraska, pulled Zach Pyron to a 3-yard gain. But all of a sudden, the burst of life from this Georgia Tech offense and the Georgia Tech fans after a 60-yard connection from Pyron to Abdul-Jabbar, who's out there part of a trip set with Rutherford and Singleton on the left. Lane split right. 15 seconds on the play clock. They'll empty the backfield for Pyron. Tech trailing 21-7. Pyron stooped over. A 4-man rush for the Irish. Here's the snap. It's a jet sweep. Haynes trying to cut inside, but he is stacked up at the 15 and thrown backwards. Boy, he was sawed in half. Just couldn't juke around Jaden Asbury, who's third on the Irish and tackles the linebacker, and is now 3rd and 9.
Talking about making a good open field tackle right here. Jamal Haynes gets out in space, tries to make a move. Defensive player does not bite even a little bit. Really a good form tackle in space. It's just, good defense.
Asbury's dad was a former inside linebacker at LSU, prowling in the secondary, twins each way. 3rd down and 9 from the 15. Snap to Pyron. Dancing around. He is surrounded, and he is sacked. Pocket caved in, and down he goes. Only the 2nd sack Georgia Tech has allowed all year. Back to the 18. Riley Mills got the sack. The redshirt senior defensive tackle in Georgia Tech forced to bring the field goal unit on.
Right here, they run a little double, like a little tackle stunt, a slant with a loop around. Georgia Tech is sliding to the looper. It puts the center in a bind. It allows Riley Mills to kind of come free here because the coverage is too tight for him to have enough time back there.
Aiden Burr, 35-yard field goal, another high snap, set down, and it is blocked. It got deflected by a page out of the Jackets playbook, and they are now 0 for 2 on field goals from inside 40 today, and it remains a 21-7 game with 1:49 to go. And whatever momentum Georgia Tech had been building has quickly been sucked dry here late in the 3rd.
Well, Andy, it's what we've been talking about. The game has been close. It's been played relatively close, but it doesn't feel that way. But for 2 special teams miscues, this would be an 8-point game, but instead it's a 14-point game, and that's all the difference in the world. Those special teams miscues are really keeping this game from being tight.
Well, Notre Dame and Georgia Tech are 2 of the most prolific field goal blocking teams in the country over a period of the last several years. And then Georgia Tech, though, had yet to have one tipped this season. The 35-yarder well within Burr's range goes by the wayside, and back come the Irish from their own 20. A bunch set tight right for Leonard. Staggered stance, takes the snap, pulls the hand up, zips the RPO, and it is caught in traffic left to right at the 33 by Collins. How did he hang on? E.J. Lightsey was all over him, but Collins has showed some strong hands this afternoon. That's a 5th catch for the Clemson transfer and gives the Irish some breathing room as we come under 1:30 in the 3rd quarter.
And Andy, this RPO game is something that Notre Dame has been going to these last few weeks with a lot of success.
See if they go to it again. Jadarian Price, the pistol back on 1st and 10. Snap to Leonard, delivers it, and bouncing out right is Price. Has a hole past the 40 and takes off down the sideline. 50, rolled up from behind by LaMiles Brooks at the 44 of the Jackets.
Right there, Notre Dame just kind of caves that edge. Nobody on Georgia Tech is able to get outside leverage here. Nobody is able to win the edge for the defense, which allows this ball to just continue to go. Good touchdown saving tackle by Brooks right there.
Yes, 23-yard gain regardless for Price. He'll come out. Love comes in as the standing tail behind Leonard. 42 seconds, 3rd quarter, 21-7 Notre Dame. 2 receivers each way. Leonard, RPO, gives it. This time there's no room as Love is walled up off the gut. Actually loses one to the 46 as Biggers and Lightsey converge on him. It'll likely be the last play of the 3rd quarter. Zeke has made his presence felt on a couple of run stuffs in this game. And Notre Dame will be content to let the final 15 seconds, I believe, bleed off the clock here. It is 2nd and 12. They are lining up with split backs. We'll see how aggressive Marcus Freeman is. 5 seconds. 4 on 2nd and 12. They will snap it off to Leonard. Retreats deep. He's pressured. He is spun around. He stays on his feet. Swinging out wide to his left. Looking downfield. And now tossing it into the sideline. Incomplete. Boy, Sylvania Njuen lassoed Leonard, but couldn't bring him down for what would have been a sack back inside the Notre Dame 40. Instead, an incompletion takes us to the end of quarter number 3. With Georgia Tech still trailing Notre Dame by a score of 21-7. We're back after this on the Georgia Tech Sports Network.
This is Coke Zero Sugar. Could I be the best Coke ever? Try and taste with your ears. Hear those bubbles? Imagine them tingling on your tongue. Fizzy deliciousness. Listen to that cascading liquid. A mouth-watering waterfall. Irresistibly tasty. Zero sugar. Crisp. Refreshing. And ice cold. Is Coke Zero Sugar the best Coke ever? Try and decide.
Hey, you
Yellow Jacket fans. 2024 football season is here, and SeatGeek is here to help you experience all the action. SeatGeek makes it easy to find tickets so you can be a part of all the touchdown celebrations this season. Whether you're buying or selling tickets to Georgia Tech football games or to any other live event in Atlanta, SeatGeek is the place to do it. SeatGeek is the official resale partner of Georgia Tech Athletics. The most disruptive idea in ticketing? A ticket that works. Expect the expected. SeatGeek.
Stream every Georgia Tech game totally free on the all-new Fan app. Download it now for Apple or Android and listen to the Jackets anywhere. The Ramblin' Wreck keeps trucking along. It's Georgia Tech football on the Georgia Tech Sports Network.
Set to start the fourth quarter, and still 15 minutes to go, but Georgia Tech lamenting some missed opportunities today versus number 12 Notre Dame. A couple of missed field goals, one on a mishandled placement at the end of the second quarter by David Shanahan, and then after a 60-yard strike from Pyron to Abdul-Jabbar, Georgia Tech got a 35-yard field goal block on another seemingly high snap, and so it remains a 14-point deficit, 21-7, Jackets trailing the Irish. Let's check in on who's delivering, presented by EGP Document Solutions, the official office technology provider for Georgia Tech Athletics. And 3 quarters in, I think we got to give it to Zach Pyron. He's managed things well. Andrew Gardner, the redshirt sophomore, on his third career start, 15 of 22, 209 yards. He's got 23 rushing yards with a long of 9. Did get that sack on him to force the field goal on Georgia Tech's last drive, but Georgia Tech is not trailing by 2 touchdowns on Zach Pyron's account.
No, I mean, with the exception of the one throw, the first throw out of half, he has not been getting them beat, which I know that's not what you're asking for out of Zach Pyron. You think he's better than that, but when you're backup quarterback is trying to win a game for you, goal one is don't get your team beat by making mistakes. Don't lay the ball on the ground. Don't throw interceptions. He hasn't done that. He has executed the offense well. He has thrown very well with a few exceptions. Great on the 2-minute drive. Great on that last drive. You know, they come free on good coverage, but he put him in position to have 6 more points here. And he has played not perfect football, but ball that puts Georgia Tech in a position to compete for this victory.
Again, he directed a 10-point fourth quarter comeback. His first career start in Blacksburg 2 years ago. They'll try to get a comeback mounted against the number 12 Fighting Irish, who will have the ball to begin this fourth quarter at 3rd and 12 from the Georgia Tech 46-yard line. Riley Leonard, meanwhile, 17 of 21 for 189. He's also got 2 rushing touchdowns. They're both starting quarterbacks today, Alabama natives. Leonard from Fairhope and Zach from Pinson.
Well, they play some pretty good high school football in Alabama. Yeah.
Different parts of the state. Riley's from LA, Lower Alabama. As we flip sides, Irish now left-right in this fourth quarter. Leonard deploys 2 receivers each way. He's got Love parked beside him. Line to reach is the 20 and make it to 34. They're showing safety blitz with Powell Lee. And forces an adjustment from Leonard with the play clock at 10. Irish are 3 and 6 on 3rd down. Leonard gets back into his stance, play clock at 2. Wants the snap. Here it comes. Throws the slant. It's caught at the 40, but that is about and wrestled down. Jaden Harrison, the 6th-year senior out of Marshall. It's a 4th down. A long 5, and the Irish will keep the offense on the field.
That's a good sound tackle right there. Georgia Tech shows safety blitz from that side. Notre Dame checks. Georgia Tech checks out of the blitz. They still throw the slant back to that side. No yards after catch. There's a big 4th down right here.
And Notre Dame really good on 4th down this year. 8 of 11. 3 receivers clustered up top on the left. A receiver right for Leonard. Here's the snap. Phase to pass. Forced out of the pocket. He's swinging out wide. He is tripped up. A stutter step, but he's brought down at the 39. And the Jackets take over on downs. He was forced out of the pocket by Tatum and finished off by Micaiah Scott. Well, if you're looking to build some momentum, that's the way to do it. As Georgia Tech forces one of the best 4th down converting teams in the nation off the field inside Tech territory. And we've hit timeout. 14-10 to go. Notre Dame 21, Georgia Tech 7 on the Georgia Tech Sports Network.
Hi, I'm Dr. Brian Hill, founder and CEO of Hip Nation. I've given many second opinions in my 20 years of medical practice. So how about this? Why not get a second opinion on your healthcare options for your business? To state the obvious, you are paying outrageous premiums, and you likely have employees who struggle to afford insurance for themselves.
Fall is here, and it's time for football and time for entertainment, which means it's time for you to check out Underdog, the place for fantasy picks and entertainment. You need your enjoyment to be easy, and that's why Underdog is a perfect place to go for pick'em entries entering fantasy contests. I'll be looking at the higher of Kirk Cousins, passing yards, and touchdown projections all year long. With Underdog, you have a smooth process that leads to easy and fast play. Making picks on Underdog is straightforward, and signing up is even easier. Just head over to Underdog's simple-to-use mobile app or UnderdogFantasy.com. Sign up with promo code LEAK, and Underdog will give you a free pick to use on your first pick'em entry, plus up to $1,000 in bonus cash when you deposit. That's Underdog Fantasy, promo code LEAK, to claim your new customer special of a free pick and your deposit offer. Must be 18 plus and present in the state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org.
On the Georgia Tech Sports Network.
A good fourth down stop by the Yellow Jackets as they prevent Riley Leonard from breaking loose out of the pocket. A very dangerous, dynamic running quarterback, but the Jackets send them to a loss on a 4th down and 5, and Tech takes over at its own 39, 14-10, fourth quarter, and Tech still trailing Notre Dame 21-7. I've been interested with Trinelius Tatum today. It was technically Tajay Butler who got the start for the injured Kyle Eford, but Trinelius Tatum probably knew he'd have to shoulder more responsibility to produce, the senior from Atlanta, and he's made himself a presence. Andrew.
No, he did a really nice job on that last play. He gets a little help from a teammate. Romello Height on there does a good job of rushing, does an inside spin, sees Riley escape out of the pocket, spins out, pushes that play wide. And we talked a lot earlier in the game about, the lack of making open field tackles. And really, that's been a big part of the difference these last two drives. Georgia Tech's defense has made those open field tackles. And we talked about who's going to stop the bleeding, who's going to get a little momentum back. Well, the last two drives, the defense has done that. And if you're going to mount a fourth quarter comeback, that's what they needed. Now it's time for Zach Pyron and the Georgia Tech offense to do their part.
One last footnote on Trinelius Tatum. Last year he told me his dad wanted to name him Atlanta, but he was overruled by his mom. Trinelius is not a bad backup, though.
No, it's not.
With a name like Trinelius Tatum, you're bound to be a football player. Tech right to left as we see it. You hear it in this final quarter. Pyron in the gun with Haynes at his left. A slot right in Rutherford. A snap to Pyron. Throws on the wheel, and it's off the hands of Haynes, who is streaking down that left sideline. Would have had some room, but I think the feet got a little far in front of the hands.
Man, they're going to want this one back. Notre Dame was getting upset on the sideline, wanting an offensive pass interference, a little in-cutting route, kind of a little pick route here, but they have a 30 PIs today, so they're not going to throw that one.
Twins left. A fake of the screen. Pyron stepping up. Now slings it out, and it is intercepted at the 48 far sideline. Looking for Janah on a jump ball, and that was a poor decision. Maybe one of the few that Zach has had today. And it was intercepted by the Irish's Xavier Watts, which is no surprise because he led the nation in interceptions last year. I think there was room for him just to burst up the middle, but instead he threw it out toward Janah, but he was well covered by Watts, and at that point you just got to throw it away.
I think if he turned his head back to the left here, or left there, he would see that there was an opportunity to run that ball, just like you're saying. That is a long throw to make, and he was staring on that side of the field the whole time. That ball floats. Really one of the better defensive backs in the country when it comes to interceptions. He's going to make that play.
Yeah, Xavier Watts was the Bronco Nagurski Award winner last year, top defensive player in college football. You want to try usually somebody other than him. So the Irish back to work at their own 44. Trips right for Leonard. Rides the mesh and hands off. And bouncing left is Love for one to the 47. It was stood up by Thomas Gore, the sixth-year senior. As we've hit 13:48 in the fourth quarter, still 21-7. A Georgia Tech team that has been turnover averse all season. They came in tied for second nationally. Just 2 total turnovers committed. Pistol for Leonard. A fake clap, doesn't get a flinch, and a tip of the hand from the Jackets. He drops 3 steps. Under a rush, slings it underneath and skips it at the feet of Collins, incomplete.
32, Georgia Tech helmet off.
He got a little happy feet on that delayed rush, and it sets up 3rd down and 8.
With the Georgia Tech defense picking right up where they left off on the last drive, getting a little pressure that time on Leonard. He forces that ball into Denver coverage, really just throws it at his feet.
E.J. Lightsey was the one who busted through and forced that underthrow from Leonard. 3rd down and 8, 3 receivers, right, 1 left. Leonard measures up the front with Love beside him. Jackets trailing 21-7, opening 2 minutes, 4th quarter. Ford, in fact, is the tailback. Leonard ranges back. He's pressured. He darts away to his left, flips it ahead, incomplete. Wanted a shovel pass to Ford, leaking out, but the Jackets were all over it. They are getting some pass rush and forcing quick decisions from Leonard. And after the interception, the defense does its job and forces a 3 and out from the Irish.
That's a big stand by the Georgia Tech offense. Riley Leonard has had some success throughout his career with these just kind of, off schedule, take a chance throws here. Doesn't connect there. Georgia Tech defense, great stand, continuing to give Tech a chance in this game.
Back comes Rendell for the punt from his own 31. It's a fake. They'll sweep it, and now reverse. Swing it out right. They've got blockers at the 45, the 50, cut back, and that's a first down to the 45 of the Jackets and a first down. So it was a snap to the up man who swung out to the left, pitched it to a man reversing and swinging around to the right. Jeremiah Love, and he was able to make a man miss at midfield, which would have been shy of the line to gain.
It was like a touch pass reverse, and all the Tech defenders react to the initial touch pass, allowing the offensive players, to get leverage on this reverse.
Now, Bailey Stockton, who was back on punt return, was the man who whipped at the edge on Love, but credit to him for the hustle. They run off right tackle and Leonard, waiting for a hole, not much there. He stopped after a gain of 2. That's a lot of distance for Bailey Stockton, who was parked at his own 10. He had to sprint about 30 yards upfield, but just was coming downhill too hard. And Love was able to put on the brakes at the edge.
Yeah, he really was. If guys have been having trouble tackling him in space from 2 and 3 yards away, 40 to 50 yard run, and then break down to make the tackle is a whole other animal.
Follow the gain of 3, 2nd and 7. Price, hands on thigh pad to the left rear of Leonard. Double tight end left. Leonard with the receiver each way as he gathers in the snap. The mesh. Price shoots up the middle, breaks through a tackle 20, outside the numbers 20, and down to the 18 for a first down. I'll tell you what, Price, between the tackles, he's been the harder of the 2 tailbacks to bring down.
He has been running the ball hard here, and where Georgia Tech seemed like they had fixed some of those missed tackle issues. It rears its head right there. Georgia Tech defense may be reeling a little bit from that fake after the big stand, the emotional swing. They're going to have to bow up again for Georgia Tech here.
Yeah, it just kind of jolts you. The Irish are 3 of 3 in red zone touchdowns today. They shift both tight ends off the right side for Leonard, who's got Price as his featured back. Takes and gives, and this time ankle tackled is Price at the line, no gain. Tried to army crawl back to the line of scrimmage. Zeke Biggers tripped him up. It does go for a loss of a yard. They come inside 11 minutes, 4th quarter. Jackets still down 21-7. Georgia Tech gets some fresh defensive ends in as Robinson and Harris come out. Romello Height, Sylvania and Jewin back on. Aeneas Williams, the freshman, will rotate into tailback. Love is also in there. The split backs look for Leonard. 2 receivers up top on the left. On 2nd and 11. The snap, they run outside zone, and sweeping off left tackle is Love. Gets a block at the 10, cut back 5. He scoots in for the score, but there is a flag thrown, and this one will be coming back.
Yeah, this is going to be a hold.
Holding, number 54, offense. 10-yard penalty. Repeat 2nd down.
Well, not a way for a guy from Roswell, Georgia to make his presence known. That's Anthony Knapp, the true freshman left tackle. As he had jammed up, as we see on the replay. Oh, yeah, he grabbed all of the shoulder pad of Sylvania Jewin.
And then Jewin does a nice job here of
selling,
making sure they know he's being held. Sometimes those referees need a little extra help to know that you were being held, and he certainly was.
Backs the Irish up to the 24, and second down. So take that touchdown off the board for Love, who, like we said, has scored a touchdown 7 straight games, now 8. And now whistles blow. What do we have? And now we wind. All right. Reasons unknown. 10-14, fourth quarter. Second down and 16. Leonard out of the gun, trips right. Georgia Tech showing a 4-man rush. Leonard turns right, throws the out, and it's off the hands of his tight end, Evans. Tried to rifle that out. Saeed Gibbs was in coverage, and it's third down.
And that's a good job breaking on this route by Gibbs. Gets his hand in there. Well, doesn't get his hand in there, but is able to put enough pressure on it to make this a difficult catch. Not able to bring it in.
Evans, who's the younger brother of Casey Evans, who plays volleyball here in town for the professional Atlanta Vibe. Trips right, a receiver left, line to reach is the Georgia Tech 8 on third down and 16. Williams the sidecar. Leonard folded over. Georgia Tech plugging the gaps, they back off. Leonard darting around, dumps underneath, incomplete. Trying to check down to Williams, but he was run over by Gibbs. So now it's fourth down, and the field goal unit will come on with 10:06 to go.
That's Gibbs. Good coverage on back-to-back plays. Really good overall coverage, not giving Leonard anywhere to go with this ball to really, force them into a field goal here after, the big emotional letdown of the fake punt.
So they bring on Zach Yoakum, Jr., for the field goal. This will be from the left hash, a 42-yarder, and I believe this is his first attempt of the year. Aiming at the uprights to our right. It's set down for him. It's booted up. And this ball is just curling inside the left upright. Good. Boy, by cat's breath, he was able to massage that in. And it makes it 24-7 Notre Dame with 10:01 to go. Now Georgia Tech hangs tough inside the red zone, but Notre Dame still salvages points and extends this to a 3-possession lead. 24-7, 10:01 to go, fourth quarter, and we're back after this on the Georgia Tech Sports Network.
Here comes the Ramblin' Wreck. My family and I love watching Georgia Tech football. So it's hard to choose between the big screen at home and the excitement of being in the stands. Either way, Scana Energy is part of the action as a proud partner of Georgia Tech. So join Scana and my family in cheering on the Yellow Jackets this season. Sign up with Scana today and get up to $100. Call 877-GO-SCANA or visit scanaenergy.com/jackets for details. Limited time offer, terms and conditions apply.
This is Coke Zero Sugar. Could I be the best Coke ever? Try and taste with your ears. Hear those bubbles? Imagine them tingling on your tongue. Fizzy deliciousness. Listen to that cascading liquid. A mouth-watering waterfall. Irresistibly tasty. Zero sugar. Crisp. Refreshing. And ice cold. Is Coke Zero Sugar the best Coke ever? Try and decide.
The Jackets only play here. We are the official home of Yellow Jackets football. 680 The Fan on FM at 93.7. The Jackets are on the field. It's Georgia Tech football on the Georgia Tech Sports Network.
Well, that time Notre Dame unsuccessful inside the red zone where they were one of the best in the country at getting touchdowns inside the opponent's 20. But Yoakum, no relation to Dwight. Dwight can sing, Zach can kick, good from 42. And so he extends the lead to 24-7 over the Jackets, 10:01 in our fourth quarter. It's been a little troubling, and I know we're going to see much of it here for the duration, Andrew, is the lack of success on the ground for Georgia Tech. Just 1.5 yards a carry, and that includes the one sack against Zach Kyron, but 23 carries, 34 yards, coming off 371 versus North Carolina. Do you think that Notre Dame is going to sell out more to stop the run, knowing that Georgia Tech is playing its backup quarterback, and that factored into how Al Golden was structuring his defense today?
Yeah, I do think that's part of it. I think that they felt that they had the athletes to play man on the back end, and the backup quarterback wouldn't make them pay for that in a big way, allowing them to bring extra hats to the box to stop the run. And, so far it's 24-7. That has paid off for them. Now, Zach Byron has been able to throw on them, but not the deep ball. We haven't gashed them for touchdowns over the top. So, I do think that's part of it, but still, that is troubling rushing numbers nonetheless.
Yeah. Troubling as they are unexpected.
Correct.
Georgia Tech is running rush shot over the Blue Devils and Tar Heels. Singleton has had 3 returns as he waits in another boot from Goins. And here it comes from left to right. He bangs this away, sailing towards the left upright, or the left pylon, I should say. And a fair catch signaled for by Singleton. For the game, Zach Pyron is 15 of 24, 209. The interception earlier this quarter. Let's see if he'll try to shake that off.
Well, he's going to have to, Andy. For them to have a chance here, he's going to have to just put that one away, because for Georgia Tech to win this game, he's going to have to throw this football.
Yeah, doesn't have much of a choice. They'll spread out the field, go 5 wide. Byron waves Rutherford toward the formation, sidearms it to him on the slip screen. He cuts back in, shakes a couple of tackles, but it's thrown down, trying to work back toward the middle. And after all that running and swatting away of tackles, he gains maybe a half yard. Ron Hurd, the second, came from safety to finish him off.
And that plays another example of something that Notre Dame has done well today, is rallying to the ball. They have played full speed to the ball after completions.
Alexander comes in as the setback. 2 receivers each way for Pyron. He cocks, he throws underneath on the cross, and it's incomplete. Trying to find Rutherford from left to right. Couldn't make that shoestring tackle, and Rutherford shaken up at the end of the play.
Timeout, injured Georgia Tech player.
I just landed awkwardly on the football trying to make that rolling catch. And it stops the clock with 9:27 remaining.
This is not a bad ball here by Pyron. He has to put it low based on where he is. A difficult catch by Rutherford. Obviously landing.
Media timeout.
But a play they're going to need to make to mount this comeback.
And Malik Rutherford, who with his 3 catches versus North Carolina, moved into top 10 in school history in career receptions. Sort of a quiet 4 catches for Malik today as he gets tended to, and now at least in a seated position following the end of that play. Injury stoppage with 9:27 remaining, fourth quarter. Tech down to Notre Dame 24-7. Back after this on the Georgia Tech Sports Network.
When you need mealtime inspiration, it's worth shopping Kroger for thousands of appetizing ingredients that inspire countless mouth-watering meals. And no matter what tasty choice you make, you'll enjoy our everyday low prices. Plus, extra ways to save, like digital coupons worth over $600 each week and up to $1 off per gallon at the pump with points. So you can get big flavors and big savings. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Fuel restrictions apply.
The buzz is back.
House call, touchdown Jackets.
The Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets head out for another huge conference showdown this Saturday as they roll into Lane Stadium for an ACC battle with Virginia Tech.
Oh, and he's gone. 20, 15, 10. House call, Jamal Haynes.
Be here for Yellow Jackets football live from Virginia with the Ramblin' Wreck pregame show hitting the air 2 hours before kickoff, live on the Georgia Tech Sports Network. Stream every Georgia Tech game totally free on the all-new Fan app. Download it now for Apple or Android and listen to the Jackets anywhere. The field is buzzing. Now more Georgia Tech football, driven by Hyundai on the Georgia Tech Sports Network.
Malik Rutherford walking off under his own power, albeit gingerly for the Yellow Jackets. 9:27 remaining for Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Tech trailing number 12 Notre Dame 24-7. Jackets jumped out to that 7-0 lead on the final play of the first quarter on a day then we're without their leading QB in Haynes King. Their leading tapper Kyle Eford, both shelled due to injury. Missed opportunities, missed tackles, I would say, if you had to distill this afternoon to 4 words. Now, technically 3 because I used missed twice.
This is
I want to be accurate, Andrew. I think it kind of boils down to that. Still 9:27 to write a different epitaph, but that's kind of what it's been boiled down to so far.
Missed tackles, missed field goals. I mean, down by 17. It doesn't need to be 17. No. Too many mistakes thus far for a team trying to win without their top tackler or their starting quarterback.
Even if you had Eford and Haynes King available, you had to keep those mistakes mitigated, but Georgia Tech just has not done that. So 3rd down and 10 from the 25 of the Jackets. Georgia Tech 4 of 11 on 3rd down. They were 4 of 11 last week versus North Carolina. They set up a triangle to the left of Pyron. Alexander at bent waist beside the redshirt sophomore in the backfield. As Notre Dame brings a rush, Pyron tries to evacuate the pocket. He is able to flip it away as he is falling down, but incomplete in the flat to Alexander. So he avoided the sack, but it's an incompletion. And looks like Georgia Tech will keep this offense on. You're down 17, 9:21 to go. A punt does you no good, as hard as this may be. Jackets are 1 of 2 on 4th down, 4th and 10. 4 wide for Pyron. Shoves the mouthpiece in. Here's the snap. Notre Dame brings 4, and now timeout called by Notre Dame.
Timeout Notre Dame. That's the first charge timeout of the half. 30-second timeout.
Marcus Freeman must have seen something that didn't sit well with him in the defensive coverage.
I guess he makes this stop here. That's probably the ball game.
Yeah, but I mean, if you punt here, it also feels like you're conceding as well. So no real easy answer when you put yourself down 17.
That's true.
As Georgia Tech is trying desperately to extend its first 5-2 start since 2014.
Well, this timeout gives Buster Faulkner a few more moments to think about what is your best play. What is your best play for this situation based on what you've been seeing, based on what's worked today. The best thing you have in the holster for 10 yards. It's for all of it right here to keep you a chance against a good Notre Dame team.
And Notre Dame team, familiar name, coordinating them, by the way, Al Golden, former head coach of Miami, 11 to 15. He used to wear that tie on the sidelines, was soaking through his shirt in Miami. Stockton slot left. Janah Singleton split right. There's the snap to Pyron. Pocket caving, pump fakes, tries to escape. He does, breaking right to the 30. Escapes an ankle tackle, and off he goes, 35-40, and he's got the first down. What an escape back by Pyron, all the way up to the 45 on 4th down and 10.
Does a great job of escaping this pocket. Good protection there by the offensive line. Patience. Best run of the day.
Trips left, twins right. Byron does lead the Jackets in rushing yards. The clap, the snap. Looking right. Rifles it over the middle on the slant. Incomplete for Stockton, as he was sandwiched by a pair of Irish. Incomplete, and now Stockton is slow to get up. Kaiser and Viliamu Asa kind of pile drove him at the end of the play. There was no whistle.
Yeah, he put this right in his ribs, and then kind of, when he flips him upside down, takes a weird bend in his back. I'm not calling for a flag, but I do think that last part was probably unnecessary.
I don't know if Viliamu Asa or Kaiser knew that the ball had sailed through Stockton's hands, but yeah, no flag on the play, so it'll be 2nd and 10 as Stockton shaken up. He's walking off. Another injury update to that receiving corps with Chris Mooneyham. Chris, what you got?
Andy Malik Rutherford into the tent for Georgia Tech over here on the home sideline, shaken up on that last Georgia Tech drive. His return for the ball game uncertain with an upper body injury.
And because he came off, Haley Stockton came on as the slot receiver, so we'll see how this shakes up the personnel for the Jackets. They've got Janah out there, split wide left with Lane. Rutherford and Boyd and Singleton to the right. Georgia Tech's 45. 2nd down and 10 with 8:55 remaining, down 24-7. Alexander is the lone setback. Byron the snap. 3-step drop. Loads up a deep ball right side. Has a man streaking downfield. Incomplete. He wanted to find Singleton. Good coverage by the freshman Leonard Moore. Why not go long and launch it and see if Eric Singleton can run underneath it? But they just couldn't connect.
It's just tight coverage.
Yeah.
He throws a good ball, and, Singleton kind of plays back into this, but they've allowed them to play physical all day. He gets his eyes back.
Safety stalking off the edge. Now crowd in the box on Pyron. He puts his palm down and turns back toward the far sideline in front of 3rd and 10. 8:49 to go. Jackets down 17. Here's the snap. Pyron retreats along the hash. He's hit as he throws it incomplete. He got decked. And that ball flutters harmlessly off to the right. Bryce Young, the freshman from Charlotte, forcing another 4th and 10. Bryce Young, by the way, the son of Bryant Young, Pro Football Hall of Famer, who also played at Notre Dame. And for 2 years was Dan Quinn's defensive line coach for the Falcons here. And now a Yellow Jacket offensive lineman. That's a
Weston
lumber off. Yeah, that's Weston Franklin. And so now Tana Alu Tupuola is from Brownsburg, Indiana. Will come in and snap this on a 4th and 10.
Like the backup center on a 4th and down.
Yeah.
4th down 10.
Gonna have to snap off cleanly. Slot left enough. Singleton zooms in motion. The snap to Pyron. Trying to shuffle away to his left. He is surrounded. Wheeling away to his right. Scanning downfield. He throws down the sideline. Incomplete. Just trying to dance it around and scramble for his life, but Georgia Tech can't convert a second 4th and 10, and with 8:34 to go, the Irish take over.
And right here, the Irish just continue to be in very tight coverage. No easy throws here. Run a 3-man game up front. They're able to get somebody loose. Even on the scramble drill when Pyron is running flat, they really just keep tight coverage. And honestly, that's been part of the success all day. They have just played good on the back end. With the exception of maybe early, they have adjusted since and been tight in coverage.
And credit to Pyron for just extending the play.
Yeah.
The pocket was collapsing on him quickly. So the Irish take over in plus territory with 8:34 to go from the Georgia Tech 44. On top of the Jackets 24-7. Leonard out of the staggered stance. Takes the shotgun snap. Pulls the handoff. Dumps it off right flat to Evans, but he is dropped immediately. Loses one to the 45, and there's Tajay Butler, the true freshman, making his first career start for Kyle Eford. Winds up a loss of 2, in fact.
Nice open field tackle by Tajay.
Not easy to bring down a 260-pound senior tight end like Mitchell Evans. It's Georgia Tech's 4th tackle for loss of the day. 2-by-2 set for Leonard, who's 19 of 27, 195 yards at his season high, 229 versus Stanford last Saturday. Linebacker lurking in the A-gap as he flexes out his back. Zips the slant, caught this time. Breaking left to right to the 38. Catch by Evans there. He was not daunted. He sets up 3rd down and 4 following the 6-yard gain.
No, coming back to some of these in-cutting routes, able to get a little space on Hamilton there, fit it into a tight window. That's a big body. You're basically just boxed out rebound drill, put it right on him.
Love comes in as the setback. Notre Dame today just 3 of 9 on 3rd down. Georgia Tech has done a nice job in 3rd down situations. Trips left to receiver right. Evans, the tight end, motions in close. The quarter turn by Leonard gives it to Love running right. He is walled up at the 33, stretching, and he's got the first down, though, to the 32. Just kept those legs pumping, and on the second effort, able to get the first down. Love a little slow to get up. And he'll come off, and Aeneas Williams, the freshman, takes his spot. Fresh set of downs for the Irish with 6:46 to go, and leading 24-7.
Yeah, Love is understandably hurting after that one. Young Jewin just dropped a full body weight on him on that one.
260 pounds does not feel pleasant, I can assure you. 12 personnel for the Irish, a little disorganized as they load up the left side with the play clock at 1. A snap to Leonard. Gives it up the gut to Williams. He surges ahead for 2 to the 29. Sylvanian Jewin knifed him down. That'll take us under 6 minutes in the 4th quarter. Aeneas Williams, by the way, no relation to Aeneas Williams, who spent 14 years as a defensive back, even though Notre Dame's Aeneas Williams is from Missouri, and Aeneas Williams played for the St. Louis Rams. Go figure.
That's a lot of coincidence.
Very. Leonard out of the pistol. He's got Jadarian Price parked behind him. 2nd down and 7. The snap and the give. Sliding off left is Price, but he is cut down at the line. No gain on the play. Loses 1 to the 32. Tay Seymour is able to force him wide on that jump cut, and it'll be 3rd and 11.
That was a nice play by Seymour. Notre Dame right now seems to be content to hand these balls off for runs. Hopefully one hits. If they don't, eat the clock and kick the field goal.
Team leading 6 tackle for Tay Seymour came in, tied for 3rd on the Jackets in that category this year. The Pace Academy product, Jaden Thomas, is split left. Trips right for Leonard. Line to reach is the 22. Ford is standing tail. Here's the snap. He gives it, and breaking up the middle is Ford, but he's spun down past the 30 to the 26. Shy of the first down, Saeed Gibbs twisted him to the turf. And it looks like the field goal unit will come back out for the Irish with 4:43 and counting.
The Georgia Tech defense does a nice job not allowing them to get a touchdown on this drive, force the field goal, but all things told, Notre Dame successfully does what they want, eats up clock, gets more points on the board, forces Georgia Tech in a situation where they got to score 3 touchdowns in 4 minutes.
Setting up as a 37-yard field goal by Yoakum. He gets it blocked. No, it's a fake. He bends out right, angling towards the pylon, but he is stopped shy at the 22. No, did they say he got it?
They did.
Wow. That was the holder, I guess, who came out wide. He just kind of extended that football on the reach at the end of the play. I thought it was blocked. Tay Seymour tried to close it down. He went down. Football got extended. And it looks like that was enough indeed for a first down. So 2 successful 4th down fakes in the second half. Brent Key, I think, calls time. He may ask for a review.
Georgia Tech. That's their first time out of the half.
So a fake punt and a fake field goal. That was Tyler Buckner, former quarterback, who then became the backup quarterback at Alabama, transferred back to Notre Dame to play wide receiver. Took that on that little flip, swinging wide. And was able to put his shoulder down and just get that edge enough on the extension of the football for the first down. Brent Key is having a conversation with head official Gary Patterson. I think he is allowed to challenge the spot. We're seeing some replays here on the Halo board. Question is, did the knee go down before the extension of the football? I don't see enough from the shots we're getting, Andrew, to overturn that call, unfortunately.
Yeah, these are notoriously difficult for overturn. A lot of call stands in these situations.
And initially, I saw far side line judge step it off a yard shy of the first down. And that was, of course, on the opposite side of the field. A lot of traffic out there, and I think also the stick went down, was laid flat, so hard to see from that vantage point.
The official that initially called it is the sideline judge on the side where the ball was run. Yeah. So, certainly mistakes are made, but the guy with the best view in the stadium is the one that made the call. But, I mean, if you could challenge it, you got to try.
We'll see if Frankie gets his wish granted.
Georgia Tech first time out. Georgia Tech charged their first time out.
Evidently not. Now defense comes back on. We have 3:50 remaining and still down 24-7. Irish from left to right. Unconventional 4th down conversion for a team that's been very solid in that category this year. With a slot to his left, Leonard pulls the handoff, fakes the throw, steps into his throw, over the middle into the end zone, and it is nearly intercepted by Saeed Gibbs. Looking for Jaden Thomas, crossing left to right. It was an underthrow. Gibbs nearly hauled that in.
That was good coverage there by Gibbs, staying underneath this route, but close enough to not allow it to be put over his head. Honestly, if Leonard makes a better throw, this is an interception.
Yeah, it was good that it was an underthrow from Leonard. So now 2nd and 10 with 3:45 to go. Love the pistol back. Unbalanced line to the right. The pivot and the handoff. Love trying to bounce right, but he is belted. Lost back to the 25, and that's Jason Moore, the senior. Shed his block. And it results in a 3-yard TFL for Moore in the Georgia Tech defense.
Does a nice job gashing this Notre Dame offensive line. You know, it's good to see the defense still fighting in this situation. A lot of frustration down there, I'm sure, but these guys have not quit playing. They're playing hard to the end.
Yeah, between the tackles, there have not been a lot of productive runs out of this Notre Dame offense. They did come in 5th in the nation in yards per carry. Georgia Tech has held them below that average today. They came in 6.1 today, 4.5. Ford is the standing tail. He shifts to the left hip of Leonard. A receiver each way and 3rd down and 12. Leonard the snap, cradles and runs off left tackle, but there was a snap on the flag, a snag. What am I saying? A flag on the snap.
Prior to the snap, false start. Number 50, offense. 5-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
Rocco Spindler, the right guard. Well, I couldn't spit that out, but at least the flag was spat out of the pocket of the official there, Andrew.
It was.
Yes, sir.
Andy, maybe you didn't say it right, but it was the right result we all wanted.
Only the second penalty against the Irish today backs him up to the 30 and 3rd down and 18. 2 receivers split left. Williams flanked at the hip of Leonard. Here's the mesh, and the handoff goes off the left side to Williams, but he is bottled up. Gain of 1, the tackle by Yunjuen.
Timeout, Georgia Tech.
Tech uses its second timeout with 2:51 to play, and now the field goal unit comes out again.
Please put 2:52 on the clock. 2:52.
The 24-7 Georgia Tech trailing. We have to credit the Georgia Tech defense here. They're doing everything they can here over the final quarter and a half to keep Notre Dame in check. The offense just hasn't quite played that complimentary football, but there was a period there where 3 straight possessions, Notre Dame was just bending the game to their will on offense, but ever since then, Georgia Tech, maybe too little, too late, maybe of little consolation, Andrew, but you do like the fight that you're seeing over the last quarter plus from this Tech defense.
Yeah, with the exception of the first drive out of the half, the defense has played a very good second half of football, and kept Georgia Tech in this game. Obviously, the score says otherwise, but has kept giving them an opportunity to be in this game, to have chances on offense.
46-yard attempt just right of center for Yoakum. Zip back to him, booted up, tumbling end over end, and it is no good. He pushed it wide left. So with 2:47 to go, Georgia Tech takes over, down 24-7 as they'll try to salvage some scoring late against the number 12 Fighting Irish, who did come in allowing 11.7 points per game. That's 8th in the country. So even if they had Haynes King available, scoring would have been a challenge against Notre Dame.
Well, like you said, talking about the defense,
you circled.
They've only given them 10 points in the second half. The least points Notre Dame has had in the last, 4 games?
Yeah.
And that's with a turnover and essentially a second turnover on downs.
2x2 receivers for Pyron. 209 passing yards for the redshirt sophomore. Snap chest high. Throws the cross, and it's overthrown and intercepted. Streaking down the left side, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Notre Dame, Adon Schuler. Well, just rifled that behind his intended target on the slant, and Adon Schuler with a little look what I found to make it 37. Just try to find single.
And that's unfortunate, Eddie. That's an interception that's going to make this game look worse than it is. But that's just, not a good ball there. It gets away from Zach in that situation.
So a second interception of the game. And make it 30-7 with 2:37 to go. Zach Pyron has done a lot well, but pressing some throws here, being behind in the second half may have cost the redshirt sophomores. The extra point is up and good. And now 31-7 Irish.
Yeah, Andy, you said he started the game quite strong here down the end when it just had to happen, when you kind of had to take chances. it just wasn't able to happen. You know, maybe missed a couple of bad balls here towards the end. Will kind of sour what was a strong start for him. Not as strong down the close here.
Now Georgia Tech, like we said, knew it would be a tall task and certainly had some self-inflicted mistakes across these 57-plus minutes. And also facing a very good Notre Dame team, number 12 in the nation. So bowl eligibility will stay one win away for the Yellow Jackets. They'll try to accomplish that next Saturday in Blacksburg when they take on Virginia Tech. So 31-7 with 2:37 to go. And again, there, like we said, some opportunities for Georgia Tech to score, but 2 unsuccessful field goal tries. Had they made both of those, like you had said, late third quarter, it could have been a 21-13 game. Kick arcing a yard deep in the end zone, fielded by Singleton, will take it out. Curving left at the 20, runs through an ankle tackle out to the 20.
Well, like I said, Andy, just too many mistakes to beat a quality team like Notre Dame. You know, short from the slip up against NIU, Notre Dame is a potential college playoff team. And to beat a team like that, you got to play clean football. And that doesn't just mean turnovers, but it does also mean that. And Georgia Tech has failed to take advantage of some opportunities and just really made too many mistakes to beat a team like this.
They survived some mistakes and some self-inflicted wounds versus North Carolina, but Irish not so charitable. Pistol, Alexander parked behind Pyron, who delivers it to him, angles right and has a hole as he counters up the middle across the 25 and thrown down after a gain of 8.
Looks like Georgia Tech's hurrying up. They're going to try to put a little drive together here.
Weston Franklin, by the way, is back in at center. Empty backfield for Pyron. Fakes the screen. Still bobbing around. He cradles and runs up the middle. Across the 30. And driven down at the 32, but that is enough for a first down.
Good protection there. He had a long time in the pocket.
2-minute timeout.
And it takes us to our 2-minute timeout. 1:59 officially to go in this one in Mercedes-Benz. Tech trailing 31-7. Back after this on the Georgia Tech Sports Network.
Listen up, Yellow Jackets. Westmar is now leasing for fall. We are excited to announce our partnership with Westmar Lofts. All-inclusive rates and fully furnished apartments located right in the heart of West Midtown. They offer Georgia Tech students a private shuttle service that takes you to campus every day and recently renovated floor plans and amenities. Westmar Lofts offers the lowest rates in the city. Stop by and tour today. Call 404-897-1003 for more information about their current fall specials.
One of the toughest jobs in law enforcement is telling a family that a loved one has been killed by a drunk driver. That's why Georgia law enforcement works every day to keep drunk drivers off the road. Every DUI arrest could be one less family to lose someone to drunk driving. You can help. Hand the keys to a designated driver or call a ride service. It saves lives and prevents a costly DUI arrest. Drive sober or get pulled over. Brought to you by the Governor's Office of Highway Safety.
Every Georgia Tech game is on Atlanta's flagship station for the Yellow Jackets. This is The Fan, 680 and 93.7 FM. This is Yellow Jackets football, driven by Hyundai on the Georgia Tech Sports Network.
Coming up, it's our Ramblin' Wreck post-game show. We invite you to stick around for that. Justin Hanover anchors our coverage. We'll hear from head coach Brent Key. Listen to the highlights. A few more in that first half than the second, unfortunately. Break down the statistics and more. Georgia Tech trailing to number 12 Notre Dame 31-7. Technically 31 all unanswered by the Irish after Georgia Tech led 7-0 through one quarter. Very similar with the way this game unfolded to last week for the Irish when they conceded the opening score to Stanford. Wound up winning 49-7. On a day where Georgia Tech tried to persevere without Haynes King, without Kyle Eford. Lack of fight, but lack of execution is what is spoiling this Saturday late afternoon at Mercedes-Benz.
Yeah, like you said, I don't think it's been a lack of fight. Yeah. But we talked, when you're missing some of those guys, the whole team has to step up, right? And Georgia Tech made the kind of mistakes today that would get you beat at full strength against lesser opponents.
Yes.
You know, and And to not be able to kind of fill that gap as a whole team, that becomes kind of an exacerbated issue when you're playing a team of this quality. And that's why you see the score 31-7 instead of it being, a tight game where Georgia Tech has an opportunity.
Final 2 minutes even to go. Georgia Tech has a 1st and 10 at the Notre Dame 32. Total yards, 386 for the Irish, 275 for the Jackets. Georgia Tech also -1 in turnovers, which is not something you'd heard often this year. Pyron has thrown 2 picks. Georgia Tech got an interception in the first quarter from Warren Burrell, which makes 4 turnovers that Georgia Tech has forced in the last 3 games.
Hopefully that is a positive sign of things that will continue as we move back into ACC play.
They emerge from the huddle. Janah slot left, Stockton slot right. Alexander at bent waist beside Pyron, and flags are tossed.
False start, number 72, offense, 5-yard penalty, still first down.
A lot of procedural penalties over the last 2 games here for the Yellow Jackets, Andrew.
There has been, and you would say today, backup quarterback in, is that part of it, but it was also last week with Haynes, and so many things have been crisper out of the bye week, and that is a concerning thing that has not been crisper.
So backs up the Jackets 5, 1st and 15 from the 27. Shotgun and 4 wide for Pyron. The snap and the 3-step drop. He evacuates the pocket, runs up the middle. He cuts right to the 30 and gets wrestled down at the 30. Almost makes back the original line of scrimmage, goes for a gain of 4. We have seen good pocket awareness from Zach. Not holding on to the ball too long, breaking loose when the situation dictates. 2nd down and 12. Press man as he retreats, and now this time he gets belted and sacked. Late rush by Riley Mills. It's his 2nd sack of the game to make it 3rd down.
Timeout, Georgia Tech. That's the 3rd and final timeout of the half. 30-second timeout.
Yeah, just a bull rush from Riley Mills, with his first 2 career tackles against Georgia Tech back in 2020. You got a 5th-year senior and a 6th-year senior at defensive tackle. That is older than a lot of NFL interior lines. And it was Mills who was just able to bull his way into the backfield. So from 1 sack allowed to 2 from Notre Dame today. 1:32 to go. It'll be 3rd and 22.
Yeah, Mills has been causing them some problems today. They've gotten kind of creative up front, running some twists and some games. They've given the Georgia Tech offensive line a little bit of trouble. Really more in the situations where it was, I know I'm passing, I'm passing. When it was mixed downs early in the game, when everything was open, not so much. But in we're definitely passing situations, he's found himself able to come free a few times.
Now 3rd and 22, we'll see what the Jackets can salvage. 4 wide for Pyron. A straight drop. He heaves the deep out. It's caught at the 35, far side by Stockton, who tiptoes out right at the 35. Sets up 4th down and 7 with 1:26 to go. And Georgia Tech keeps the offense on. Trying to hurry things up here. Stockton, part of a trip set left. Chase Lane, still without a grab today. Lone receivers short side right. Clock is stopped inside of 2 minutes, 1:27 to go. Jackets 2 of 4 on 4th down. A snap to Pyron, standing in, throwing to the left side, leaping catch on the sideline and shrugging off a tackle to Stockton past midfield up to the Notre Dame 45. And a 1st down, but there was a flag back on the far side of the field.
Hands to the face.
Personal foul. Illegal hands to the face. Number 88, defense. A 15-yard penalty will be added to the end of the run. Automatic 1st down.
Well, never too late to put the pedal down with 1:18 to go. Let's attack on 15 more yards.
We'd like to see some fight from the offense. And also, with Pyron in, these are live game reps, right?
Yeah.
You can try to simulate this in practice, but 2-minute offense, making them execute it. These are valuable reps for the offense to work to get better for next week.
Moves it up following the penalty to the Notre Dame 28. Janah, Singleton, Lane, wide right. Linebacker stalking up the middle. Causes a slowdown from Pyron, who's up to 246 passing yards on top of his team-high 40 rushing yards. Notre Dame with a twist. Pyron shuffling away to his right. He throws toward the 10 and is caught by Singleton. Hit from behind but held on, and Georgia Tech has first and goal.
And delivers a good ball in the deep out to Singleton. We've seen this several times. With some time to throw, he's got a decent, solid arm, able to deliver that ball. It's a good throw by Pyron.
Officially first and 10 from the 11. Pyron looking. Now escapes out to his left. A pump fake at the 10, winding towards the sideline, and he's brought down at the 5. And Pyron taking a second to gather himself after that tackle in the open field by Mills. That is 295 pounds landed on top of you. It's officially 2nd and 5 from the 6. Pyron dusts himself off as the clock continues to wind. 39 seconds to go.
It's like Pyron was waving him off. He wants to stay in.
Yeah, no doubt. He splits Janun to his left, Lane and Singleton to his right. Calls Janun motion. The snap. Looking for a dump off. Throws underneath into the end zone. Touchdown, Chase Lane. Good job to look off the flat pass and then fire a rope to Chase Lane. Pyron took a shot at the end of the play. He comes up, though, as Chase Lane hauls in his second touchdown of the season. 23 seconds to go. Makes it 31-13. Pyron wave it off Aaron Philo as Georgia Tech will go for 2.
Whenever doubt Zach Pyron's toughness, he stared down the blitz to deliver this ball, took a shot. This is the 3rd time on this drive where he's looked rough, like he might want to take a step out, but he has waved off somebody taking him out.
Yeah, I don't like the way he's kind of leaning to the left side there. And Aaron Philo was coiled and waiting beside Chris Winkie, but they'll keep Pyron on with 23 seconds to go. Absorbed the hit on that slant. Was able to hit it on the money and in stride to Chase Lane. Georgia Tech puts the ball on the left hash. Twins right. Stockton in motion. Dumped underneath and incomplete. Trying to whistle that to Hawes. Just trying to post up. Shot on by him. And so 31-13 the score remains. What a 9-play, 80-yard drive.
Good to see them execute the 2-minute offense. Yeah. And honestly, they execute the 2-minute offense earlier as well. Like I said, you can make an argument that, all right, let's get out of here, game is over. But clearly, we don't know exactly what's going on with Haynes King, how long he's out. If Zach is going to be the guy, you want to get him some work. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Every snap matters.
Exactly.
Every rep matters. And as you come to expect from Georgia Tech, regardless of the scoreboard, they're going to give you a 60-minute effort.
Yes, that has been an encouraging thing to see. No one out there looks like they're giving up.
Number 0 for Notre Dame is now number 6.
Georgia Tech will set up for an onside kick. 23 seconds to go. 31-13. I think everybody is not blind to reality here, but we'll see if Georgia Tech can cause some chaos on the onside kick. The ball is straight up and down. Takes a big second hop, and it is caught by an Irish at the 47. There was a flag on the far side. I think Georgia Tech might have jumped early.
Offside, kicking team, number 28. That 5-yard penalty will be added to the end of the kick. First down, Notre Dame.
The only thing that changes is where Notre Dame will take a knee. And 22 seconds to go.
Well, Coach Key always says they're going to play 60 minutes, and that is not just lip service. These boys are going to play the entire 60 minutes. Even when the game is out of reach, they are not going to give up on it.
He also Zach Pyron, 2 interceptions, but does have passing touchdown to his name, 269 yards. As the final knee is taken by Riley Leonard. The final seconds will take off the clock. Now, Georgia Tech was dealt adversity, dealt itself some self-inflicted adversity today. And too much to overcome against the number 12 team in the nation. Final score this afternoon at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Notre Dame 31 at Georgia Tech 3rd 10. We'll set the table for our Ramblin' Wreck kickoff show in just a moment. Stay with us on the Georgia Tech Sports Network.
The passion, the tradition, the rivalries. Sirius XM is your destination for all things college sports, and we've got you covered. On ACC Radio, there is complete coverage of every school in the conference, including live games, coaches shows, and more. So cheer along on the Sirius XM app and listen to your favorite team anywhere. And now you can get 3 months of Sirius XM free. Subscribe now. See offer details at SiriusXM.com/ACC Sports.
At Hyundai, we make a big deal about the little things, like the little fact that 9 Hyundai vehicles have earned IIHS top safety picks this year, and offering a little thing called America's Best Warranty, because delivering safety and quality, pretty big deal. Visit your nearest Hyundai dealer today. Hyundai, there's joy in every journey.
Right now, for a limited time, get 1.99% APR for 60 months on the Hyundai Tucson or Tucson Hybrid. Visit your local Hyundai dealer today.